I was just sitting in Paul Mason's office, our program director, and I was like, maybe you need to, you know me, man. I'm always optimistic.
I know something.
And I said, maybe you need to lose one like that before you can win it. And I was like, Tennessee won a national title in 98, and they got blasted in the Orange Bowl the year before. And then I was like, I think it might have been the same score. So I looked it up. Tennessee lost in the Orange Bowl 42-17 to Nebraska. I mean, I was there. They got housed.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning came out, and it was 42-10. T. Martin got one drive in that game, and he went down the field, scored a touchdown. So they lose 42-17 in the bowl game, and they lose Peyton Manning. What did they do the next year? They won the national title. And as Zeph pointed out, and I think he got it from Lucas, Tennessee opened in 1998 in a dome against Syracuse.
What?
Yeah.
Next year, they open in a dome against Syracuse.
Oh, look.
There's my silver lining. See y'all later.
Park the Red Sea and get on out of here on that one, y'all. Let's go.
Babsy's here, and she is festive, y'all.
What up?
What up, Babsy? Welcome back.
I'm back, baby.
Hey.
Yes, I've got a Santa hat on and my pink Christmas sweatshirt that says Mary on it.
Mary.
Mary to all y'all. We back.
What up, Mary, folks?
You're back for one day.
I'm back for one
And then
day.
you'll be back next Monday.
That is correct.
Do you even know where you are, where you're going, what you're doing?
I have no idea. Seriously.
Babsy's just floating out here.
You look at my flight apps, there's like, before last...
Looks like war games?
Yes, like heading to Frisco, there was like 8 flights on my apps. I'm like, where am I going when? I don't even know. So yeah, it's been wild, bizarre, crazy, and so fun.
Well, the last show you did, we were at Twin Peaks, and you were all over the board. So
I was all over the board then.
I know.
I'm trying to change flights.
Exhausted, man.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see what we get today.
Well, I was up at 4 a.m. again this morning to fly home from my parents. So we did my parents' family Christmas. It was supposed to be this whole weekend. But then Mr. Babs' IU team played, so he went to that game.
Yeah.
I worked the college football playoff SMU Penn State.
We called Travis Harder before the show and put it on speaker. And they were having a good time.
Could you understand him?
Meese, you couldn't.
He put his friend Meese on.
It was much better.
And Meese was like, put me on the air, Slay.
Yeah, like, what?
You're like, no, that's a liability.
We enjoy having our jobs.
Bro. Like,
Yeah.
You go do you,
Yeah.
bro.
No.
I'm glad y'all could understand him because I couldn't at that
All about a
point.
lot of explicit words.
Yeah.
A whole lot of them. Just for nothing, though. They didn't pertain to anything.
No, no, just
whole
to
lot
say
of
it.
Just in there. Just
Yeah.
to say it. That's
Yeah. So then my parents were like, okay, so wait, you brought the kids here, but then you guys are both going to football games. When are we supposed to do our family Christmas? I'm like, we'll be back Sunday. We can do it then. Oh, but by the way, I got a 6 a.m. flight out Monday morning because I'm going back to work. Crazy.
Own it. I like it.
What bowl games do you have coming up?
Pinstripe Bowl, which is,
Yankee Stadium?
yeah.
That'll be fun.
I mean, it'll be cold. Why can't I get a Florida bowl game?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I love
It
New
will
York
be fun.
City and the with the Christmas stuff up. I mean, Slay and I walked all over that place one year.
I
Yeah,
ain't
but the
recovered yet.
y'all did.
That's what sent him to stem cell.
Yeah, I still ain't recovered.
That's right. Jacked up your knee, hamstring, hip, everything.
Hip. It was a hip.
It sent me down.
I remember
spiral.
that.
Yeah.
Y'all went on
Spiraling
like
out
a
of control.
walking tour of the city.
We were taking pictures and putting
I
them on
went to
Instagram.
bed.
Yeah.
We were taking pictures, putting them on Instagram. It was really romantic.
No, it was hilarious
I should have rode the
because
bus back.
the next
You should have.
morning I look at
Or a cab or anything.
Anything.
yeah, and I look at your phone and it's like couple selfies of you guys.
Yeah.
Rockefeller Center in
we
front of
did.
the Christmas
We were
tree.
everywhere.
We were
I mean,
everywhere.
you guys were everywhere.
Central Park.
I'm like, what are you doing?
And it was all on the walk back to the hotel, though.
Yeah.
That's how, it was a weird.
Oh.
and then
my God.
and then we smoked a cigar right outside the hotel with like 20 New York City police officers.
They just pulled up on us.
Y'all are funny.
Make sure it was.
So I'm exhausted. I bet that guy over there is exhausted.
Slay Dog is here though.
I'm in the building. That is right. I'm in the
Nope,
building.
you are not. You know what?
Merry Christmas
How
week.
appropriate
That's
is
about
that
it.
for
Hey,
this
Yeah,
past
that was. I guess that was a shot at the Vols. They
Hey,
didn't
hey,
show up.
It's
I showed up.
It's already 21-0. We're down. 3 goals down.
I promise you, I've got a black screen or a gray screen right here. It says not responding. So, and then I got
Just like the Vols.
the spinning wheel of death.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not kidding.
That's
So-
pretty cool.
Too soon.
Pretty cool.
So
Thank
did
you, sir.
Babsy tell you that she got on a flight right as Tennessee was kicking off? So she enlisted the help of us, and she said, "I'll leave Slay out of it because he's in the stadium and
Yeah,
he's worried about that."
I didn't text you.
Good.
And so we were giving her updates, and then like after the first drive of the second half, it stopped.
Yeah, it wasn't, you need
And then
no
I got
more.
no updates. So I'm
It was
like,
over.
what's going on? Because I flew United, which I never fly United, but it was the only way I could get there.
Yeah.
And they didn't have Wi-Fi on the plane, and they didn't have TVs or anything.
snap.
So I could do nothing. Like I nothing.
That ain't the way to
I
fly.
knew nothing about what was going on with the Tennessee game, and I took off right at 8
Yeah.
p.m.
It's funny how it just shut off after that 28-10 thing.
So I could get texts, but then I was like, well, maybe it's not working because I'm not hearing from the boys.
It was only one silver lining in the entire thing, and that was
I want to see what the last
Vol
the
thing.
Nation.
fans, yeah.
Hey man, showed up and out. I mean, the entire time. That was pretty dope to see.
Let me say this: Tennessee is the best fan base in the country.
It ain't no question. You said that in the chat
And I
too.
just went to Penn State, and that fan base is pretty elite too.
Yeah.
I mean that's the first time I've ever worked a game there,
Yeah,
and that's something.
yeah,
That's something.
something to see.
But I mean, it's a home game, you know. But Tennessee's fan base, I have
incredible.
zero hesitation
so
with
deep.
saying that is the best fan base in the entire country. Now, y'all crazy.
Oh, every bit
Oh.
of crazy.
We
Every
embrace,
bit of
we
crazy.
embrace
So
the
deep,
crazy. It's
rowdy.
everybody else that gives us problems with it.
Yeah, and I'm telling
we
you,
love it. We love
on
being
the
crazy.
field, the energy was right.
What did I say? What did I text to you boys? Because I'm looking at all these
boys.
videos and I'm looking at Heupel just jacked. And
Yeah.
I'm looking at the players out with no shirts on just jacked. And my
ready.
question was I took you off it.
Yeah,
Slay.
you did
I
it up.
you
Ain't no
know,
telling what I
protect
would've
you.
said. Thank you.
Exactly. So
You wouldn't have
but-
seen it until like 4 in
get
the
out of
morning.
That's right. I asked Brent and Zeph, I was like,
Brent and stuff.
Mayor and Zeph, I was like, hey, are you guys worried that maybe they're too hyped for this game? Like too jacked?
Too high typo.
Yeah.
Guess what though? Ohio State was just as hyped though.
No kidding.
Boy,
Especially that
they
linebacker.
were determined
33.
to erase that
Man,
Michigan.
good God
They were
Almighty!
determined to erase that Michigan thing.
That was it. Yeah, I don't even. Man, looking back at it, like I was questioning where they are because of the leadership. Dog, it
They
didn't
found
take
something.
It didn't. I don't believe it took a coach. Remember we were talking about that players only meeting that they had? I think they straightened it out because the way they went about it, man, I didn't see no coaches having to do anything extra outside of game planning, which they did a terrific job of. Them players was on it.
Well, and
from
they
the kickoff. Like,
they got that face mask that extended that first drive,
that-
and then they put their foot on the gas. Okay, you gonna give us that?
yeah, the trajectory
Because make you pay the rest
That would have
of the
been a
game.
3 and out.
Yeah, that shifted. That shifted a lot of things. I think you get the ball at the 40, anything could have happened after that one, but you felt it. It was like, whoa.
I'm not saying Tennessee would have won
Amen.
at all. I'm just saying, like, I'm crediting Ohio State for taking advantage of that opportunity. And I mean, they took shots, and Tennessee hadn't given up shots this year.
Nah, man.
One of the best teams in the country with regard to that. They didn't do it against Michigan. Completely different offensive game plan.
But they went. I remember
But they
we were
went
walking
after it.
into it. If it was only one thing that was worrying me, it was what the eye candy with the young linebackers. When we talked to Josh Ward. And
Well,
man, Chip
and-
Kelly went in his bag,
He sure
old
did.
school style.
I think
that was
I
an
mean,
old Chip Kelly.
And he got
before going to the league, Chip Kelly.
just ripped after that Michigan game.
Yeah.
Too. I mean, fans just killing him, and he
Yeah.
delivered. But here's the thing: so did Will Howard.
No, Will Howard played
He
his.
played his best.
I've been
probably
on him
his best
all
game.
year.
So have I. I'm like, they don't trust him. Chip Kelly doesn't trust him. I wouldn't trust him. I think that Tennessee's defense is going to eat.
Yeah.
That is what I thought.
They starved.
Nope.
That's what they did.
Yeah.
It was
But Chip
on-
Kelly ended up on.
There was
We could have
crumbs.
shot a little commercial for them.
So Kirk Herbstreit during game day at one point said, "I expect them to take advantage of the young linebackers. But they spent a lot of time on Kalen Peely and the
Yeah.
difference in Tennessee's defense with and without him. And then he said, watch for the Oh crap! The running back up the sideline play, the wheel route, wheel route with the running back. First series or second series, they got a defensive end on the running back.
Over and over. Nothing you can do. If that ain't Pierce chasing, it was gonna be ugly. They did the right thing. It made me go back to NC State and look at the way they used their receiver. I forgot his name. What's the NC State receiver? He just jumped in the portal.
Oh yeah,
got the funny last name. Concepcion. Like the same way they used him in motion to get him the ball, that's how they did Jeremiah. Like that man, hey man, you got 3 pros out there. They got the ball to him.
Jeremiah Smith's amazing.
Man, all of them are. All of them receivers are. Like it ain't I ain't picking one, but it's all 3 of them.
How did they lose to Michigan?
They didn't play that style.
But why?
I ain't got a clue. That's the craziest thing.
They lived up to their their money number in that game.
On that one.
They're like this in that game.
Now, and guess what? They thought they could out-physical them.
They did.
You know what I mean? They went back. That looked like a $20 million roster. Yeah. And I also think you saw what elite looks like, too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Tennessee ain't that yet.
Not yet.
Yep.
Not yet. You are in the right neighborhood. You at the right house, but you can't get in there, man. I thought we could sneak through the back door. Man, they got a padlock on that bad boy. I guess you got to have a thumbprint.
They got to get some more explosiveness in that wide receiver room for sure, too.
Yeah, no separation.
I definitely thought, though, that they were talented enough on the defensive side.
That's what I thought. I thought the front 4 would carry.
Right.
But
that's what I thought.
I thought
especially with Will Howard.
But with that eye candy and them not having the time to sit right there in the pocket, you don't allow that defense to get to you. Like they went east and west.
They did.
And they took the shots when the shots was there. When they found out we got man-to-man, they took the shots and they converted.
Also on game day, they showed...
I can't believe Will Howard.
They showed Will Howard with pressure and without pressure, and he's a much different quarterback. Like a lot of quarterbacks are, but anyway, we have plenty of time to discuss. Also, the Titans fall 38-30. Man, down 38-7 in the third quarter. They get all the way back to 38-30. Have a 3rd and 8. And Anthony Richardson somehow completes a forward pass.
We was watching it on the way back down here. I didn't even want to turn around and watch.
615-737-1045. 3HL 1045 The Zone. Zeph Dog and Babsy coming through with the gifts.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I got a pair of, Zeph gave me a pair of UT. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Evan and Bank Chat is open. UT socks and a black Vols hat.
Ooh, I like that hat. That's very you.
What did Zeph get you?
I got a fully blinged out AU Stanley.
That is bling bling. That's bling on top of bling.
It's my jam.
Maybe
right
Zeph gave the number one wide receiver in the portal that. Because he
Let's go,
chose
Hugh.
Auburn. Because
Yep.
he chose Auburn.
The number, by the way, random side note, the numbers I'm hearing for these NIL deals
Oh,
are
incredible.
freaking nuts.
I mean, these people, wow.
I
It's
know.
wild.
NIL deals.
And I
Good
know for
God
a fact that several of my numbers are 1,000% accurate, and it's wild.
NIL deals to keep your own player even.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Because
stupid.
he's getting offers from other people.
Just stupid.
Crazy.
It's a good time to be an SEC
Man.
quarterback and have success.
Thanks, Zeph.
Great to be a college player.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, this is going to be great next year when Auburn football is good again.
He was working.
Get in here, Josh. Is that what the Saturday Night Live sketch was?
Yes.
Get in here, Josh.
Get in here.
What does Zeph get
Naomi.
you there, Slay Dog? This is incredible.
Zeph got me an old school Rocky Top News when we were getting ready to go to the Sweet 16 after beating UConn.
Who's on the cover?
Me, sleigh ride. Frost
And it
leads
says
UT
sleigh ride.
into Sweet 16. That was pretty dope, man. Appreciate that,
Okay.
Zephyr.
So he went on eBay to find this.
Yeah, this is kind of nuts.
Who the heck keeps that for 20, how many years?
24.
24 years.
This
And then
is the
just-
99-2000
And then
season.
just like, I'm going to unload this now.
Like, look at it. The corner's not bent or anything.
No, it looks like it's in
perfect
mint condition. Good job, Zephyr.
Oh, look at on the back of it, you got Nikki Caldwell, who was Nikki Fargas now. You got Peyton Manning. Like, this is fresh out of their area.
That's awesome.
Who is 22? You know who that is?
Football?
No, basketball.
Basketball?
I ain't got a clue who this guy is.
Oh, that's Lang Wiseman.
Oh, damn. I do know him.
He's a lawyer in
No,
Memphis.
I know who he is.
Who
No.
is it?
Lane Wiseman.
He played
Hey, man,
with
that's
Allen
pretty
Houston.
dope. Yeah. Wow, dog. I'm in the 90s.
We went to, I think Tennessee was playing, maybe it was Arkansas. I don't remember who they were playing, but Lang Wiseman in the shoot around before the game, he hit like 17 like his last 17 threes. And you could tell, like, by his body language, he's like, I'm about to go light it up. He comes in a game, hits like his first 8 threes. I was like, man, we all saw it coming in pregame.
Jeez.
Do you ever have moments like that where you just got so hot in pregame that you
Yes.
knew it was going to carry over?
Yes, I would go sit down. Because I'm like, I'm not finna spend all this in making all these shots in pregame. I'm definitely saving some of this.
So
for
if
game.
you're an opponent and you see Ron Slade go sit down, you
Yeah.
know you're in trouble.
Yeah, it's on.
Were you ever ice cold pregame and then come out and just hit everything?
Yep, I would go hard. I would always say, I got to get some layups. I wouldn't shoot no
Yeah.
jumpers. Shoot no jumpers. I'd probably run somebody over trying to get to the basket. Dang, this dope, man.
Dope man,
Very
dope man.
cool.
And then Babsy got us decanters with our nicknames on here.
Yes,
Neyland
Babsy.
Stadium.
And Neyland Stadium.
Thank you, Babsy.
Yeah.
And y'all, I would just like to say I hate Christmas gifts.
I know.
hate gift spirit. I don't like no gifts.
Slay's so annoyed.
Yeah, I don't like no gifts. This
It's
is-
okay. We
yeah.
don't expect anything.
But
back.
but see, people say that, but that's
no,
not how
it's
you.
just
No, it's really
fun.
true.
Nah, it's not
just
really. It's not
fun.
really fun, Babsy. I don't like to accept.
It's fun. Zeph, didn't you have fun getting gifts?
Oh, as soon as I laid my eyes on that magazine, I was like, yeah, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah.
But see, I'm more of
It
a.
was fun.
I
I
like to
need
do
that to
stuff
be framed.
during the year. My thing is don't get it for me on Christmas. Everybody get. I'm like the.
Did you almost say the Hunchback of Notre
No, I was
Dame?
gonna say the homeless people,
Oh.
the less fortunate, because they always tell you, like when I always take them food, you know what I'm saying, and they'll tell me, "Hey man, don't bring us nothing on Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Because
We get too much."
people-
Yeah, they be like, "See, I'm like them."
There were people walking all over downtown on Thanksgiving that had been to the mission where they had their turkey cook or whatever,
Yeah.
and like That's such a cool thing.
No, but they got so much, it's like they can't eat all of it.
Right. And Stephen Young with Home Street Home Ministries,
It's the best.
he said this time, like you expect that people really give this time of year. He goes, but it's really hard.
Mm-hmm. See, that's different giving to him where you know he's going to get dispersed.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep.
Like my little partners and them over there in the hood, man, they be like, don't bring nothing through here, dog. Catch us in about 2 weeks, we're going to be starving.
Yeah.
I said, I got you. Don't even worry. So I'm like them, man. Listen, y'all catch me about February.
So you want a gift in like the third week of February.
I'm like, oh, hell yeah.
Happy Final Four, Slay. How about that?
That's what,
Happy Final Four,
that's what I'm
Slay.
doing from here on out.
Yeah.
No
but
more
I love the
Christmas for
gifts.
Slay.
Because y'all so thoughtful, man. Like I don't think like that.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't, man. I can't think like that. I'm telling you. I can't.
I actually
Try.
wrapped mine this year,
No, this
which
was
is a
dope.
first.
I still use the other ones that you gave me.
You are the rap master, Don Davenport.
And see,
Yeah.
y'all thoughtful. Y'all
Because
give
guess
gifts that
who
people
wraps
use.
all the gifts in our house? That would be me. Although Mr. Babs is very helpful. He just doesn't rap.
Is watching and cheerleading.
I'll tell you what he's about to do is put together something that he don't want to put together.
That ain't gonna be fun.
All the
Ain't gonna be
millions of
fun.
pieces for some of those 4-year-old toys.
Hey, my guy Nick Ewing did ask me, did I change my stance on Will Howard? And man, I still.
I mean, in
haven't.
that game, he was on fire.
He was dominant. But I also
have
thought
to give him the benefit.
I'm giving
of
it to him. Like he showed out. He showed out without
Where
question.
has it been?
That's all I'm saying. And why hasn't
Would you
Chip Kelly
that
put
on
him in
Chip
those
Kelly?
situations?
Well, yep.
And
Dude.
he's a weird case, too, because, like, his numbers are really, really good.
Right.
Yeah.
But you watch him play, and it's like,
Okay, let me tell you
here's
this.
a little screen, here's a little dig route to, the best receiver that's ever played.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Smith. And then he runs for 70 yards.
But this Ohio State that
So
I
he gets
saw
70 yards
Saturday,
passing.
dog, that's the Ohio State I expected to see all year long.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, and guess what? It's even better when you can tread water and then you get to this point and all of a sudden it clicks. So maybe it clicks now.
Listen, they're favored over the number one team in the country now.
Dude, that looked good. That looked good. Is it? So my thing is walking away from it, and I know the answer in a sense, but I want an outside answer because I feel like Tennessee is that far from being elite. But also,
They looked it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But is Ohio State able to duplicate that without having all of the pressure from what happened against Michigan, the bounce back to say your coach job, the embarrassment of being able to go play at home again? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of that was, I felt riding on it too, being a perfect storm. Mm-hmm. Can they go do that now at the Rose Bowl?
Listen,
against
man,
a team that knows them?
confidence brimming, that's for sure.
Ain't no question about
That
it.
offense was humming.
Ain't no question about it. Chip
And
Kelly,
now-
man, that eye candy is serious.
That's what's funny about these seedings. So, number 2, Georgia is favored by 1.5 points over the 7 seed Notre Dame. 5 seed Texas is favored by 2 touchdowns over 4 seed Arizona State. Believe me, I'm going to get started on this conference champion with bye thing again. That has got to be eliminated. So the team with the bye is the higher seed, and they're a 14-point underdog.
Okay.
3 seed Boise State with the bye, playing 6 seed Penn State, and they're 10.5-point underdog. Ohio State, the 8 seed, is a 2.5-point favorite against the 1 seed Oregon. I think that has everything to do with what you just said. Recency bias. We just saw what they are. Now, to your point, can you do that 2 weeks in a row?
That was
Or
impressive.
10 days in a row or whatever it is.
impressive.
All right, you want to get the phones?
Let's get them.
615-737-1045. AJ in Nashville, first up on 3HL. AJ, Merry Christmas. What's up, man?
Man, Merry Xmas, man. What's up with these Titans, man? You know, everybody sit up there and say this and say that. I ain't even mad at my balls. My balls got way farther than these Titans would ever thought about getting this year.
Right.
But these Titans, I don't get it. Okay, we brought in the head coach's offensive minded. Okay, you brought in the offensive coordinator. Why not let him offensive coordinator? Could it be something to play? You bench a quarterback to do 3, but then you got a quarterback to do 3. Like, come on, man. And this defense was savvy at first. I don't know what's wrong with it. Not trying to say soft with a T, but it's kind of soft right now.
Well, I mean, you've got 2 rookies playing inside linebacker now. You've got a safety that's a country music singer, Darryl Worley. That defense is different than it was at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. 615-737-1045. What about your boy NWI, Don Davenport?
I love NWI.
Another
down
touchdown.
point.
He has 9 touchdowns in 25 receptions.
It's getting the work done, man.
I mean,
Getting the work done.
36% of the time he catches the ball, it's in the end zone. Or ends up in the end zone. How about Chig? Chig, 9 catches, 81 yards. He had 8 last week. He's got 17 catches in the last 2 weeks, Chig does. He is 7 away from his career high.
How many of them was with Mason Rudolph, I wonder?
Of those last 2 weeks, majority of them. Mason Rudolph loves him.
We thought, like, with keeping 4 or 5 tight ends, any quarterback was supposed to. That's supposed to be a big part of the offense at some point.
They kept 5.
Babs kept on hitting on that. Like, why are we keeping so many tight ends?
615-737-1045.
I got excited.
You did.
Yeah, you did. Marcus in Nashville. Marcus, what's up?
What's going on, y'all? Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Marcus.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm really just want to tell y'all happy holidays. Y'all doing a great job. I feel sorry for the Vols. But, you know, us Titans, I don't even know what to think. I heard people talking about getting a quarterback from from Pittsburgh today. I don't know, man. All I want to do is just be happy. All I want to do is go to a playoff game before I turn 50. I started working for the Titans when I was 40. I'm 47 years old now. I went all the way from the bottom to now I'm in the box. And I'm just saying, the year that we had a playoff game was Corona. Now, I ain't have nothing to do with that. That was Jesus. So I ain't nothing to do with that. But I'm just saying, when we get to do stadium, let's make something happen, baby.
Oh, you looking for some smiles. I feel you.
Marcus just wants to be happy.
I just want to be happy.
I love it. Thank you, Marcus.
Right there with
I want a
Marcus.
team that doesn't suck.
615-737-1045. Ron next up in Shelbyville. Ron, what's up?
Guys, listen to you every day. Slay's probably one of the most entertaining people I've ever heard on the radio, except last week. And I want to throw this disclaimer in. I was born, raised, and graduated from the Ohio State University.
There you go. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Slay, you really upset me, dude.
Oh, man.
I mean, you rode poor Dale. You know, when you told him to lay down and he needed to stay back and cook that meal for y'all to eat.
That's right.
You told him to throw some Buckeyes in there.
Yeah.
You know what a Buckeye really is?
A peanut.
No. A Buckeye on the tree
Good guess.
is covered green with spines on it.
Oh.
When it hits the ground and splits open, it's a lethal, poisonous nut.
Well, we ate all of them then, buddy.
Yeah, you did.
Seems like we gobbled them all up then.
So, you know, all your dog barking and everything else, and riding with no roof and kneeling north.
Hey, it was kneeling north now.
Yeah, it was New Illinois.
You can give them that.
Wait. Let me ask you something. What do you expect me to do walking into a game? What do you you just described me before you went into that. So what do you expect me to do walking into my team playing against the Oakland Raiders, the Washington Redskins? I'm naming all the old teams. St. Louis Rams. Like who? What do you expect? The Washington Generals, the Harlem Globetrotters. What do you expect me to be like when my team is getting ready to play any opponent?
Well, I would have expected you to have just a little, how do I say it, grace, maybe.
Well, yeah.
No, we're having fun.
I feel you on
We're
that.
having fun. That's what we're going to do.
That being said, you can sit here, Ron, and give him... Ron on the phone.
Yeah.
Can give this Ron all the crap he wants to give because you talk the smack
No
that
question.
you got to take it
No
when your
question.
team
No question.
takes it on the chin.
Right, but
No
it's
question.
not going to change.
No, it ain't
You know
gonna
what I
change.
mean?
But
No, it won't
this
change.
is the thing too.
But Ron in Shelbyville's
the grace
allowed to
that
give
you're
you crap.
asking, the grace that you're asking
we'll
for, I
take the
gave it.
crap
You just
for
got to
sure.
make sure you listen through all the other chaos that I'm spewing. I talked about the linebackers. I talked about the NFL receivers y'all got. I talked about what our D-line should be doing in y'all center guard triangle. None of that worked. I didn't think Chip Kelly was going to be able to come with that kind of scheme. They got out-coached. So, I mean, I can't do nothing. You can hit me with everything. Like, that still ain't going to change, but I did say all of that, too.
That's true. And you were talking about, the Vol Nation showing up Saturday night. You know why there was so much orange in the stands? Because we all saved our money. We was already buying tickets to go to Pasadena.
Oh, here you go.
And guess what?
I love it, Ron.
I appreciate that.
Bring it,
I appreciate
brother.
that. I like that. So did y'all already? What's after Pasadena? Atlanta? What's after Pasadena?
What's after Pasadena?
Cotton Bowl is Dallas. I think it's the Cotton Bowl. So did y'all already spend for the Cotton Bowl, or y'all not sure that y'all gonna get past?
We're just gonna wait, till a little closer. But you got to remember, we only lost to Oregon by 1 point.
Yeah, all it takes is another 1 point game, and y'all would lose.
Because Will Howard slid with 1 second left.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
but go buy them tickets though. Don't wait. What are you waiting for?
Oh, I'm not going to wait because I'm cheap. I want cheap airfare.
We can all agree on that, bro.
Yes, we can. We can always cancel it later.
Hey, and guess what? I'm gonna tell you this again. Dale better not have got up out of that bed while we was gone either. I'm gonna put a ring camera in there next time, make sure he in there cooking. You feel me?
Yeah, well, you may not want to throw Buckeyes in that next time you want to mix up something to eat there.
I'm gonna wear the khaki pants that Ryan Day wear next time.
You kind of did.
There you go. But anyway, y'all keep on doing what you're doing, and this was fun.
Congrats on the win.
Congrats, Ron.
Congrats on that, bro. I mean, they ain't nothing you can say. They handled it.
Yep.
Golly, Miss Molly.
I mean, that's what he's allowed to do.
No, he's
Absolutely.
supposed to.
Well,
especially when you've called in.
Yeah,
That's my thing. The hindsight, I ain't with it. But that right there, give me that all day long. I like that.
You need Mike to call in, too. 615-737-1045. Speaking of Mike, here's Mike in Old Hickory. Mike, what's up?
Hey, guys. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas,
And,
Mike.
Yep, and this is good times for me in that I got my predictions for the first time in my life, predicting both this Volunteer and the Titans game. And I think there's somebody on your staff or somebody up there that's a host that just ripped me to shreds last week for predicting the Ohio State would beat Tennessee, even though I'm a Tennessee fan. But as far as the betting was concerned, Tennessee came closer to what I betted. I betted 20 points. They got 17. But what I didn't see, and what I'm glad I didn't bet on, was that Ohio State just put Tennessee on their knees in the first quarter, and Tennessee just gave up. They just gave up.
Well, I wouldn't go that far because they fall behind 21-0. Then they get to 21-10 at halftime with the ball to start the second half.
Yeah.
Listen,
you feel like
Ohio
you're in
State,
a decent position after that start at 21-10 at the
Ohio
half.
State ran Tennessee. I'm not saying they did.
Both can be true.
But Tennessee did not give up.
I don't think they gave up. That I would never question that.
It was the cold. It was the cold. I mean, Tennessee fans and the players, they just couldn't. They can't stand the cold up north. So that's why they're never going to win up north.
So should they never get drafted up there either?
I mean, Quinton Judkins did all right. He's from Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, but anyway, and now on to the Titans. Mike, this is a serious question, though, guys. This is a serious question. We lost this one. This was a good game. I thought Mason Rudolph played a pretty decent game, except for the 3 interceptions.
That's a hell of a sentence right there.
Yeah, it is.
What are we going to do this off season as far as quarterback and offensive line? Who can we draft? What can we do?
Well, in terms of offensive line, I think they're one relatively high draft pick away from being I started to say pretty good, but not awful and not getting people destroyed all the time.
Should we lose the last 2 games because New England lost, which means we're kind of a run for the bottom here?
They're currently 4th. Titans are currently 4th in the draft selection.
Okay, so you figure 1 or 2 are going to go quarterback in the first pick, second pick. Where are we going to end up? Because it's looking like we're not going to have much of a chance.
That's a good question. That's such a hopeless
I-
way to end that call.
Anyway,
Mike,
hey,
hey,
I just wanna
appreciate
say-
you. Congrats
I'm
on the
with
win.
Mike.
Appreciate you. Great win,
Lose
man.
out. Give yourself options.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that
I
on
don't
purpose.
care.
Guess what? They-
hey,
no.
start Mason Rudolph.
Y'all,
Actually, or start Will Levis. Doesn't matter.
we don't have to ask them to lose the game.
No.
They're
trust
going
me.
to lose the game.
Look what they just did
I'm
this
telling
past
you,
weekend.
All right. I just saw,
They
before I
suckered
came
me
in
again,
here,
too, just for the record.
the newest 33rd team mock draft with the current draft selection, with the Titans picking 4th.
There you go.
You're going to want to hear who they have the Titans taking at pick number 4 next. 615-737-1045.
All right, New Year is coming up, which means maybe you need new things in your house, like your windows and your doors. Yeah. You need to replace them. Well, it was time for us to replace windows and doors in our rental property and our home. And I chose Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville to do it. I've absolutely loved the experience with them. And you might be surprised to learn how affordable replacement windows are from Pella if you tell them about the Dawn deal. 50% off qualifying installations and no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 full months. They can take care of you. That's a great deal. On top of that, let me tell you, they have the staff in place to make sure that they can take care of you on numerous levels. Of course, windows with the lifetime warranties. Pella has been around. They'll be 100 years in 2025. Lifetime warranties on their products. And then Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville also backs up their work with a 10-year labor warranty, which is leading in the industry. So go ahead and give them a call. Get ready for the new year with new windows and doors. Their phone number is 615-249-1910, or you can just schedule your free consultation and check out that Dawn offer I told you about, PellaNashville.com.
3HL 1045, The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. Happy Monday. Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. I'm going to tell y'all right now,
Don't go to Greenhouse.
don't go to any stores.
Don't go to Cool Springs.
Don't go anywhere. I'm telling you. It's wild. I got one place I got to go to. I don't even really know if I want to go. I'd rather just give some money, but then they might do the right thing with the money, so I may need to go to the store. I hate this time of year.
That's what I just did for Zev.
I just love
like,
Christmas and the
I
gathering.
walked in there. I was like, there wasn't a lot of thought that went into this, but maybe you could use it.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. I need an assistant.
You do need it. Babs needs an assistant, too.
Babs definitely
Both y'all.
needs an assistant.
We
Babs
should
going to
share
fire
one.
her assistant, though. That's the only problem.
I don't know. I'm kind of a control freak.
See?
It's not that she would fire the assistant. It's that the assistant would quit.
That's
Now, she going to pay well. It might not be able to make her quit.
yeah.
It's just...
That's
a little
it.
demanding.
You got to take care of people if you're going to be demanding.
It's a little demanding.
615-737-1045. So the newest 3013 mock draft is out, all right?
Talk to us.
New York Giants have the number 1 overall pick currently.
Okay.
Cam Ward,
Number 1 overall.
number
Okay.
1 overall. The Giants, by the way, still play the Colts and at Philly. And I wonder about that Philly game because Philly can lock up the NFC East with a win this weekend.
And then play
But
nobody.
Saquon Barkley's chasing that 2105. The all-time rushing mark. So does he play in that last game if he's like 100 yards short?
Ugh.
Yes.
For my fantasy team purposes, I hope so.
He's on pace for 2,083. The record is 2105. He is at 1838. He's
Nah,
267
he's gonna be
away.
too far away.
Man.
I don't know. They play,
The Colts.
well, the Eagles. I'm talking about the Eagles. The Eagles host the
No.
Cowboys. I'm talking about Saquon
Oh,
Barkley.
you're talking about Saquon.
Yeah. The Eagles host the Cowboys, who have the number 28 run defense in the NFL.
Oh, wow. Okay, he might not be too far away.
And then the Giants, who are number 31 against the run. But you may not need that game, and you might be resting everybody. So I wonder if he's like 100 yards away, do you ask him his preference?
Now, if they ask him, then he's going to say
He's
probably
playing.
no.
Oh, you think he'll say
No,
no?
because remember, he was about to break a record one time, and Sirianni went and asked him, and he was like, "No, let the young guys get some
That's right.
run."
Oh, when he had 255.
yeah, he didn't go back in on that game.
This is an all-time record, though, right?
Yeah.
He
But
had,
we just talked about
that
this
one
with
might
Zakai,
be different.
Ziegler.
he had 255 against the Rams. 255. Man, he should have played against the Titans.
Especially late season.
He'd already be at that number.
That's a record-setting number for the Colts. We'll get to that.
400 yard.
Number 2 pick, New England Patriots. Your boy. And she just saw him, and he was all over the place. Abdul Carter.
I was going to
Number
ask
2 overall.
And I
Babsy.
interviewed him after the game.
Come on,
love
talk
him.
to me about it.
You
He
love
was
him.
all over the field.
You love him, don't you?
He was all
She
over the
loves
field.
him.
He was all over the field. Great number.
Number 11.
What you think, honestly, Babsy? That high of a pick.
Honestly,
that high. That's Michael Parsons
honestly-
like impact. TJ Watt
Honestly.
type impact. Yes.
No.
Okay.
But this is why. So this is the first year that he's played that position.
Right,
as
he was a
passer.
linebacker.
He was a linebacker.
He talked
So
his way into this.
He talked his way into it. So we chatted with Tom Allen, who said when he first got there, Carter came to him and was like, listen, Micah Parsons, I want to rush the passer. I want to be like him, whatever. This is what I want to do. And Allen was like, dude, no. You're so good in space.
Right.
So good at that linebacker position. Like, I don't see it, honestly. So no. And he convinced him, and he walked out of Allen's office and said, I promise you, you will not regret that we made this change. And sure enough, he has freaking rocked it. And
Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten.
Yep. And Tom Allen was saying, he was like, I honestly was concerned about it.
Yeah.
He said the one thing that pissed Abdul off that he like struggled with was the fact that James Franklin made him wear knee braces because he was
On the line.
on the line, and he hated it and
Yeah.
still hates it. But Franklin was like, "That's non-negotiable. That's
Yeah,
what we do
you
here."
get rolled up.
So that was what he was like. The only adjustment that he struggled with in that move was the knee braces. And it wasn't even like a physical adjustment. It was him mentally because he was pissed about it. So Allen was like very surprised at his ability to make that transition.
He reminds me a little bit of Leonard Little back in the day. Leonard Little played linebacker and then moved to that rush end position. Before that edge rush, before that was a thing.
I wish
he's not as explosive as Leonard Little was, but
right. And I wish I had a picture because I interviewed him post game, but I was doing radio, so I didn't have my normal security guard with me. But I wish I had a picture of me interviewing him. I thought he was smaller than what I thought he was going to be.
Yeah.
So that would be one of my concerns.
He made plays all over the field.
He can play all over the field.
There was one play where the left tackle. It was right when I turned the game on. The left tackle got his hands on him. And he dumped him on the ground and laid on him.
And listen, they ate up that SMU offensive line all freaking day.
Yeah.
I mean, just massacred them. But
he's got the speed. I just wonder about
SMU's offensive line is not good.
Right. I just wonder about the power.
That's what
in the
that
NFL
would be
game.
My concern for that high of a pick.
All right, number 3.
Right.
Number 3, Jacksonville Jaguars select Travis Hunter. Cornerback, wide receiver.
Shador not gone yet?
Newest 33rd team mock draft. Number 4, Tennessee. Shador Sanders.
Yeah, right.
If it fell like that, I mean, doing what we do, it would be an incredible
Well, the Raiders
offseason
that right now.
And leading up. The Raiders won.
Okay, so what pick?
So their strength of schedule puts them 6th.
Oh, so they could trade up and get this 4, though, from us.
So
maybe even 3.
Hang on. So
draft.
I've got the top 6 picks. 5 is Cleveland. Kelvin Banks, who we loved at SEC Media Days, offensive tackle for Texas.
Yep.
Incredibly intelligent guy, charismatic. Good player, too, obviously.
He's dealt with some
injuries,
issues.
He's missed time.
He missed the SEC championship.
He did.
Also,
and it showed.
Yep.
He's got the Peter Skronsky tag on him, where people are talking about his arm size and his size as a tackle being too small and probably going to transition to the inside.
Las Vegas at 6. Jalen Milroe, Alabama.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Wouldn't that be a Raiders pick, though?
Yeah.
That kind of fills in with what they do. Let me go get the best athlete And listen, I think during the draft, Jalen Milroe is going to get compared to, and it'll benefit him, Jaden Daniels. I'm not saying they're similar. I'm not giving an opinion about that. I just can see it happen. You know, everybody gets fired up during draft season.
Beautiful D-ball. Jaden Daniels had a beautiful D-ball.
Yep. 615-737-1045 if you want in. A couple lines open. We'll go back to the phones when we come back. Again, big weekend, obviously. And if you want to get it off your chest, Tennessee fans, if you want to talk trash, Ohio State fans, Titans comeback bid falls short in Indy, 38-30. Titans headed to Jacksonville this weekend, currently slated to draft 4th. 615-737-1045.
What's happening, people? Just getting this little message out in the F&M Bank chat. Boom, got that out. Brentwood Jewelry. BrentwoodJewelry.com is where you got to head over to, man. Holiday shopping, get all that done. And it's away from all of the crazy chaos right there on Franklin Road. You can go the back way, get there, boom, quick snap and in a hurry. Get on out of there. They got a lot of things for you. Now, where it is 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Like I told you, BrentwoodJewelry.com is where you want to head to. If you just want to surf the web and see exactly what they have on, get a little search going and just type in a keyword such as Rolex, and you'll see all kind of watches pop up. You'll get Braemont, you'll get Hamilton, Oris. It doesn't matter. They have everything covered, and a pre-owned Rolex, even with a 2-year warranty, offering extensive online selection. Anything for that holiday gift that you want to get that really, really shows you care, you go get some exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for over 50 years at BrentwoodJewelry.com.
I love living in Middle Tennessee. We've got great restaurants, entertainment, sports, and one of the nation's top Ford dealers right here in our backyard. Two Rivers Ford. Remember that name. Two Rivers has been a staple in our community since 1983. They're locally owned. They have a non-commissioned sales team, and they sell below MSRP. They've been doing business with integrity for decades. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
Good Good afternoon. It's 4 o'clock. I'm Joseph Bernardo live from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. Titans head coach Brian Callahan met with the media following the 38-30 loss to the Colts on Sunday. He was asked about if he had made a decision on the quarterback situation for Jacksonville and what would go into that choice. He did not commit to Mason Rudolph, although he did compliment his play versus the Colts and said that he would pick the quarterback that gives the team the best chance to win. Tonight on Monday Night Football, the Packers host the Saints. Kickoff for that one at 7:15. You can catch the Westwood One call of that game right here on The Zone. In Tennessee Vols news, wide receiver Dante Thornton Jr. has officially declared for the NFL Draft. That ends his Tennessee career with 39 catches for 885 yards and 7 touchdowns in 2 seasons at Tennessee. In Tennessee basketball news, coming out just a little while ago, Vols sophomore guard Cam Carr is leaving the Vols program immediately and is expected to enter the transfer portal when it opens, according to multiple reports. That same Tennessee basketball team, ranked number 1 again today in the AP poll, hosts MTSU tonight at Thompson-Boling Arena. Tip-off is at 6 o'clock on the SEC Network. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Merry Christmas week to you. Hope you're having a great Monday. Dawn Davenport is here, y'all. She's festive.
Let's go. Santa hat activated.
You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
The Evan and Bank chat is open. Hair Metal Henry with a message for Dawn Davenport.
Oh, I'm sure it's not nice.
I will be Dawn's assistant for free PBR and no lip.
Oh, wait, no lib. Nah, that ain't happening.
Wrong person.
PBR I can do. Just hit my fridge.
That's the wrong person, bro. Talking about Babs.
Hey, listen, PBR is a seriously underrated cheap beer.
I started to say
Never tasted it.
like low key. I love it.
It's actually it's really good.
They have it at Old Chicago in Cool Springs.
Yeah.
PBR.
PBR. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Let's
Yeah, I knew the blue ribbon.
Yeah.
Slay Dog's wearing a Tennessee basketball shirt. Tennessee plays MTSU tonight.
I'm in the building. Job, Zelf. We're back. Thank you, Zelf.
If you want in, 615-737-1045. The producer of 3HL is Zeph,
What's up?
who told us like a week ago that he just realized his wedding is on Final Four day.
To which Slay said, "Oh, sorry,
Love you, Zeph, but
I ain't coming."
I understand, Slay Dog.
If the Vols playing, Zelf,
Listen, you guys do not know how hard I tried to get it away from sports, and then I still did it.
that's crazy.
Well,
You probably should
you
stop
avoided football season, so that's good.
That was the main
Not
goal.
basketball.
That was the main goal.
That was the main goal.
I'll forget basketball.
but now, like, I know where Slay will be and where I'll be if Tennessee's in the Final Four. What are you going to do about that? Because you're a huge Tennessee fan.
I'm going to record it, watch it the next day, apparently.
That will
I'm
never
I'm gonna
happen.
call and text
You
and
better
everything. Oh, I'm
You
absolutely.
better not.
I'm telling your wife, put me on speakerphone.
Hey, now, if there is any time to be able to go dark on something, it's at your own wedding.
I'm gonna make something happen.
No, but it's at your own wedding because you can turn off your phone, not hit it. I mean,
I'm getting a message through, Babsy. It's Zelf.
Slay. Although, there's going to be a bunch of Tennessee fans there.
Yes,
that are
even more
Texas
so,
fans,
even more so.
And they're going to be like, what are
Yeah.
you doing, son?
It's like that Mayhem commercial, right? Allstate.
Yes.
But it'll be funny because, like, people will be watching, like, low-key on their phones and stuff, and they'll all react. Ah!
Mm-hmm.
3 at the buzzer of halftime or something.
Exactly how to go.
So you want to know how I found out?
Are there any objections? What? No.
So
Come on.
we were at, my fiance and I were at dinner, and she goes, "Are there any sports on our or around our wedding?" And I was like, "Oh no, because opening day should be somewhere around there, but it's probably after
You thought
football's
baseball
over.
first, yeah.
Football's over." And I'm like, "Oh, wait a second." I was like, "It's March," and I thought March Madness. I was like, "Oh, I'm April. It's good." And then I realized, I was like, "Wait a second.
Yeah.
March Madness is at the end of March." and spills into April. And I was like, please, please, please. And I checked the calendar, and my heart just dropped. And I was like, well, it is what it is.
You're already invested. You're done.
I think you should ask her if you could move.
I did. I got a very.
You did?
I got a very. I was like, I jokingly to her and her mom, I was like, hey, I think we need to push the wedding back a week. How did that sound?
Tennessee's ranked number 1 in the country.
P.S. They've already sent out the save the dates.
Right.
Yeah, I got a very sharp look. I did say I was joking.
Just let that one go, though.
Yeah.
He was joking.
Yeah, them's jokes.
But not totally.
But if you'd have had a different
if you
reaction.
would have said yes, then.
I wouldn't change,
615-737-1045. You want in? Lots to get to. Lou in Nashville. Lou, what's up?
Hey guys, I have 2 points, or want to talk about 2 things. One, I cannot believe I was listening to the game on the radio, and I was like, "Isn't this game at Ohio? I don't understand why nobody's cheering." And so I was very impressed with Tennessee's ability to show up and occupy that stadium. When I got home, I realized I saw visually that they were all over the place. I was very impressed with that. And the other thing I wanted to mention, and it's been talked about a bunch, but does anybody really have an insight if we're going to look for another quarterback next year? I mean, Callahan was brought here because, quote unquote, he is a quarterback guy. And I love all these quarterback guys that have guys that are dripping with talent that they worked with. I mean, Joe Burrow, I could coach Joe Burrow, okay, and he would do very well. and so I don't know that they, you know, the guys who are quarterback whisperers, do they just get great quarterbacks and don't mess them up, or, you know, or can they really coach somebody up? Because I felt like what do you call it? This gentleman, the quarterback, I felt like he had a good upside. You see him make plays. I also see him do stupid things, obviously. But
putting it lightly.
Does anybody have any insight? Are the Titans back door or straight up going, we need a quarterback, and we're going to go get one?
I think it's safe to say that the Titans opening day quarterback is not on this roster.
This is my take on it, Lou.
Right tackle, too.
They would never come out and say, yes, we're in the market for a quarterback, right? There's numerous reasons you don't just come out and say that as a team. But I think that their actions have shown that Will Levis is not the guy, right? If you pull him, he's not your starter. You go with Mason Rudolph.
This week, everything.
I mean, this week the conversation is, we'll let you know who the starter is. We don't know yet. Like, it's open right now. I think that tells you everything you need to know. Will Levis isn't the guy. They will be in the market for a quarterback. There's no reason for them to come out and say that for numerous reasons. You know, I guess trade value. I don't know. Will Levis.
That's why I would have played him the last 3. What if he plays well and then you can trade? Like, bad quarterbacks got traded in the offseason last year.
Yeah. Well, or what if he plays even worse and then he's really worth nothing?
I mean, Desmond Ridder got a 7th round pick, I think, for him.
Yeah.
Can he pick it? It was multiple picks.
Yeah.
615-737-1045.
So that's my take on it. They're never going to say, we're in the market for a quarterback, but they're in the market for
I did think it was funny, the TV broadcast, the interception right before halftime, they go, man, that looked like a Will Levis throw right there. I was like, Will's not even in the game.
Where you got Eddie's getting shots.
Will's not even in the game, and he's getting straight. Yeah, 615-737-1045. With regard to the Tennessee fans in the shoe, Slay Dog was there. Nico said this, man, I was so happy to see all the orange in the stands. It sucks the performance we gave out for them, but I hope they got home safe. I really appreciate their support. Heupel said, first, just want to thank our fans. I don't know what the actual number was that showed up, but there was a bunch of orange that decided to make that trip. Appreciate them, disappointed for them, disappointed for our team, and everything that we have put into it since last January that we didn't coach and play better in this one early. And then Amari Thomas, who we had on the show last week, he said, quote, it means a lot to us having all those fans in the stands. We play for each other. We play for the fans. We play for the culture. Like being a part of Tennessee culture, it just means a lot to us. So just being able to have fans who support us and just think the world of us, it means a lot.
I'm telling you right now.
Very cool.
I was beyond impressed with Vol Nation. Mm-hmm. And, like, you could have easily left that game and went to a bar or something. Like, I don't think everybody left until probably about midway through the fourth when it was like, yeah, this it's no miracle that can happen this late in the game. You know what I'm saying? But people hung out, man. Leading up there, the interstate was packed. When you got up there, it was plenty of tailgates. Even if you wasn't able to get into one that was, like climate controlled or whatever it may be, like the alumni one that I was at, sold out. So it was at capacity. Like the building couldn't let people in. So that was dope to see. But overall, just walking to the stadium, pretty cool. And the staff up there that works the stadium was really, really dope because I was walking with all that gear on.
Yeah.
And boots, and I got let out on the wrong side of the stadium. And I was telling, because I had opportunity to go on Marty and McGee. So I'm telling them, hey, man, I'm trying to get dropped off right there. And they went on, and I said, I'll let y'all know if I can make it over there. We're watching it on the broadcast in the Sprinter, and they said, in 35 minutes, Ron Slay will be on with us. I'm like, I said, wait to let y'all know I'm trying to get there. So I had to jump out, walk, and I was on the wrong side. So I'm talking to some of the staff like, hey, man, I ain't got no credentials, but I promise y'all, I'm supposed to be on the SEC network on the field.
You went with I promise y'all?
Yeah. Is it any way y'all can let me cut through? And the first one didn't, and then the second one, there was a policeman right there. He was like, man, come on, you can walk with me. So he walked me over there to it and got up there. He was like, you go up them steps, there should be somebody up there waiting on you. So I went up there, somebody was waiting on me, I got on down.
You did a great job. You fit in so well with those guys, man.
It was a good time, but it was the field. I will say this. Ohio State, it's a lot of people. A lot of people, man, but it ain't loud. It's not deafening. Like with 100,000+ people, you expect it to be deafening.
You're used to SEC stadiums.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, it kind of does. I mean, it's like.
No, it's true.
And that ain't a shot or anything, it's just, dude, it's really different. It's really different, dog. That was nuts to see. Like in the previews, in the warm-ups, when they were playing Rocky Top, it was blaring everybody saying it, like singing the song. Like, that was nuts to me.
All the reporters that were there were tweeting during that moment, talking about how they couldn't believe it. Kirk Herbstreit said 29 years of doing game day. This is the most visiting fans he's ever seen.
It was crazy.
On set.
And I will give them credit. They tried to be, a couple of them tried to be evil. But it's not like what we've seen evil before going in these SEC stadiums. Like that was like scratching us. Like that wasn't really evil, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't scared.
So a lot of the talk will be, you've got to get a home game or a bye. You've got to.
Home field matters.
Tennessee under Josh Heupel. Under Josh Heupel, Tennessee is 25-4 at Neyland Stadium, and they've won 20 of their last 21 games in that building.
Guess what, too, y'all? Walking away from that game, some things got to be addressed, man, by Heupel and Tim Banks. And mostly Heupel, because he got to be the one to take the inner look. Like this.
What's different on the road?
The road. That offense, you know what I'm saying? And that defense, you got to be able to make some adjustments. You got to make some adjustments.
All right, more 3HL.
Talking coaching staffs?
Even if it's coaching staff, even if schematically, whatever it is, to take the next step, you got to be able to, because you got some talent. You have some talent. You got to be.
There's more talent coming, dude.
You can't get bogged down. Not in the big games. Not in the big games, especially away from home.
615-737-1045, always the number. When we come back, the voice of the Titans, Mike Keith, will talk about that Johnsonville game. Next, 3HL 1045, The Zone. I want to tell you about my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. You need to get up and see Daniel Gupton and his crew before the end of the year because they've got all kinds of deals going on. In fact, $1,000 off every pre-owned vehicle in stock until the end of the year when you allow Gupton to arrange your financing for you. They've got oil change packages available for purchase in the service department. Also, Wranglers, select Wranglers, 2024 select Wranglers, $10,000 or more off. Just reach out and ask about that deal. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All the dealership information is there. All the inventory is there. All the deals they have going on right there online, GuptonMotors.com. 24 West for Clarksville, exit 35 is about 9 miles outside the city. Beautiful drive into the best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in Springfield, Tennessee. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. Titans lose 38-30 to the Indianapolis Colts in Indy. Boy, if the Titans would have completed that comeback as a 3-win team, Steichen wouldn't have made it out of the locker room with his job.
No, ain't no way possible. Then looking at it, I remember when they got to 38-30, I was saying, this is the Titans we know. But this is what they do to you. They make you hang on to the very end and be like, hey, Mike,
Teron Davenport
to the car.
Put this out there. Per ESPN Stats and Info, the Colts' 335 rushing yards were the most in a game in franchise history, eclipsing the previous mark of 318 in 1956 against the Packers when the franchise was based in Baltimore. It's also the most rushing yards by any team in a game this season. I mean, Anthony Richardson only threw the ball 11 times.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't have to.
I mean,
right. No,
they don't want him to. Mike Keith joins us now, voice of the Titans. Vaught, what's up? How are you?
Good afternoon.
What a weird game, Vaught. Go up 7-0, Rudolph to Ridley, 38-yard touchdown. Wheels come off. You fall behind 38-7. Then you pull within 38-30 with just under 3 minutes to go and a chance to get off the field. Weird game.
Nearly block a punt, too, right there at the end. Give yourself a bit of a chance. Very odd game. I know you were given the rushing totals, and just really hard to fathom, especially as solid as this run defense had been. Another week playing a running quarterback like in the Washington game, and to start with, they didn't fit it very well. They didn't fit it very well in Washington, and they certainly didn't fit it very well in Indy, and in this case, it was even worse because Jonathan Taylor can take it to the house on anybody. And he only had 269 yards rushing in 6 career games against the Titans.
Yep.
And he had almost that many yesterday.
Yeah, he averaged 44 yards per game. Most he had against the Titans was 70.
Always shut him down. Yeah, always shut him down. Always did a really good job with him. And, he certainly got his revenge yesterday.
Well, the disturbing part was the untouched part of those long runs, too. So what was going on there? Just bad fits by young inside linebackers?
I think you had some of both. I mean, the second one probably had a lot to do with the fact that Murray's trying to play hurt, and he's got the wrist injury, and he can't get out there and get his hands on him. But I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that you change your look in the secondary because you're having to play the option, you're having to play all the RPO stuff. You're going to play them differently. You're going to play man coverage because they don't throw the ball very well. And so you're going to play up on the receivers. Well, then if somebody gets by you because you're busy with a receiver, they're gone. And, when they weren't in the right spot, and they had somebody bounce it the way he can bounce it, there's nobody home. And you're leaving, in certain cases, it's Taylor in space with Hooker or whatever. And if you don't have an angle, he's gone. And that's what it looked like overall. I mean, we'll certainly discuss it some with Brian Callahan on the show tonight, because I'm interested to take a little deeper look at it, because it was just really baffling. Like I said, they had the bad time at Washington, but they were only giving up 115 a game rushing. So it's not like they had a massive problem. They had problems in Detroit, gave up a long run to Jahmyr Gibbs there. But overall, I mean... But
like Nixon,
Yeah, I mean, they 40 yards in that game.
That was his worst game of the season.
Yeah, and I mean, so it's not like this is. I mean, if you said it was the penalties, well, they've had a penalty problem all year, or you said it was the turnovers, and granted they had a couple turnovers, but that wasn't the overwhelming thing. This was not something that has been a massive problem through the whole year. And yeah, I mean, get some injuries, that's true, and you're playing some young linebackers. I mean, I get it. But at the same time, I mean, for this to just come out of nowhere to the tune of 335 is just otherworldly. Very surprising.
Joe on YouTube, please tell Vaught he is the GOAT for being so steady and calling the game without using profanities like most of us while watching.
Well, that's very kind of you.
It's pretty good.
But I'm not allowed to.
Yes. Voice of the Titans, Mike Keith with us every Monday.
All right, I'm going positive here, Vaught, because yes, here one of my favorite drops is right here. I love NWI. And he scored again. How about it? I mean, I'm just okay, now I'm looking ahead here, which maybe isn't positive, but somebody going to overpay him for what he has done this year? And do you think, he showed, hey, I'm a legit 2 in this league, or is it opportunity? Why has he been so good?
Well, first of all, I hope he catches one more because I would give anything for him to have double-digit touchdowns.
Yeah.
I think the thought of Nick Westbrook-Akine with double-digit touchdowns is just really cool. Mm-hmm. So I'm pulling for that.
Is the franchise record 11, Drew Bennett?
That doesn't sound right, but okay.
I'll look it up while you're talking.
I'll believe you.
No, I'm kidding. No.
I mean, in my time, we really haven't thrown the ball enough to know.
That's a great point, Vaught.
We've mostly been a running team.
Well, there are only 4 players in the NFL that have more receiving touchdowns than NWI right now.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's a great thing for him. I think, this organization will be very interested to try to bring him back, and will hopefully get that done before free agency starts. I think he's shown that he belongs. He belongs as part of a rotation. There are things that he can do because he can play all of those positions. He knows, because he's so smart, he knows every position, so he's able to sub out everywhere, which helps you not only within a game, but if you have an injury. He's not the fastest guy in the world, and there's certain things that he's not going to do like some receivers. But is he an NFL receiver? Yes, he is. Absolutely. And I'm very hopeful that he is back and part of what we do, but he has certainly helped himself a great deal.
There are 4 guys in Oilers franchise history: Bill Groman, Charlie Hennigan, Bill Groman again, and Charlie Frazier, that went over 11. But Drew Bennett and A.J. Brown with 11 for the Titans.
Yeah, the organization, though, does count. They do go with all records as entire 65-year history of the franchise. So that's probably why I didn't know that one, because, the Bill Groman stuff is just out of this world.
He had 17 receiving touchdowns in 1961 on 50 catches.
Yeah, and, that was one of the parts of the AFL that was so world-changing, was how the AFL threw the ball. And that got so many people's attention because it was, especially in 1961, it was very fun football to watch. And, the guy who was throwing those passes was George Blanda, who was thought to be over the hill at that point. And in 1961, I believe George Blanda would have been 33, if I'm not mistaken.
And he just kept going.
He did. Yeah, when Mr. Adams let him go, he was 38, and the feeling was he was just finally too old. And he played another 9 years. And he was bitter. and he was bitter about Mr. Adams letting him go for many, many years after the fact, well after his playing career ended.
It'd be like Slay playing professional basketball right now.
Huh.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 2 feet don't need to leave the ground. I learned that from Mike Keith.
He actually said that on the show the other day, that you told him that.
Yep. 2 feet should not leave the ground at the same time.
No.
See, once you get a certain age, Mike, and I'm there. I'm past it now, actually. So,
George Blanda, man.
The toughness from a guy like T'Vondre Sweat. What are we seeing out of him these last 2 games, Mike?
What are we going to see?
No, what are we seeing out of him right now from these last two games? Him taking the ball from Joe Burrow and turning into a running back at that size. And then this week, I mean, it's just dominance. Injuries don't want to take him out. You heard people ask about this team being soft or the mentality of this team. From the guys like T'Vondre Sweat, I think he is showcasing just what, and we've seen Big Jeff lend the arm to him and take him under his wing. That's trickling down to guys like this. Him, Brownlee, the list goes on and on.
Well, what T'Vondre's done is, Ron, he's made it very obvious what he is and what he can be. Mm-hmm. And, now what T'Vondre's going to have to live with will be real live professional football expectations because I think he's an all-rookie pick. I think he's been that kind of good. I think he's shown what he's about because, as a couple of different Titans have made clear, you can't move him. It was significant that he was not in the ball game for 20-something plays at a certain point during the ball game when Indianapolis got some things started. Not saying that's the reason they rushed for 335, but it didn't help that he wasn't in the game. And they did the right thing. I mean, you've got to check that eye, and he's got to be able to protect himself. But you've also got to make sure that there's nothing else wrong with the eye before you can let him go back in the game. But T'Vondre's special.
Yeah,
T'Vondre is special, and I think he's going to be a foundational player for this team going forward. He's going to be one of the things that you build on coming off of this year, and there are some. There's certainly some positives that are coming out, and he's been one of them. I mean, I think he can help you for a long, long time because he can be that sort of difference maker as a player. I mean, you like good players, and you like guys who play hard, and you like this. But if you're going to win anything in this league, you have to have difference makers. He's a difference maker. Yeah. And here's the thing, though. He can get better. He can be better than this. He can be, do you start to ask the question, can he be Vince Wilfork? Can he be elite? And that's the part of it you say about somebody with the gifts that he has. I mean, you think, to use the basketball terms, let's talk about 7-footers in basketball.
Yeah.
There are guys who are really tall, and then there are guys who are elite at that size. Mm-hmm. Can he be one of those 7-footers who is an all-star caliber player as an interior defensive lineman in this league?
Tough. Yeah.
You guys mentioned Big Jeff. That dude has not quit on this season at all. He was everywhere, Mike. 8 tackles, sack, tackle for a loss, quarterback hit. I mean, that motor was running.
Well, he had the sack at the moment in the game where we needed the ball back. And that's what they needed to have happen. They needed somebody to go make a play, and Jeff did. And, Jeff's not going to quit.
Right.
I mean, he's not going to quit playing for anything, and he's still trying to set an example for all that they're doing and trying to make things happen because I think he's committed. I think one of the things that Brian Callahan is doing that's very smart is he spent a lot of time talking to Jeff. Where do you think we are in certain places? Where do you think what do you think we need to do as far as practice or this or that? And I'm not saying he's giving him the ability to make all the decisions, but he's interested in his viewpoint in things that are important. So I think he is rewarding Jeffrey for trying to show that leadership at this very difficult moment. Because he could just start pouting, and if he decided he had a hangnail, he could sit it out for the rest of the year, and people might say, okay, but that's not going to be the way he's going to handle it. And I think that says a lot about what he wants the Titans to be. I think Jeffrey Simmons wants to win, And unfortunately, not every great player in sports wants to win. Some of them just want to be great and make their money and be an all-star, and that's it. And then there are great players who want to win. I think Jeff's one of those people.
Real quick, Tony Pollard, so much fun to watch. He gets everything possible out of every run you ever see him with the football in his hands. Set his career high with 1,017 rush yards this season. 2 games left. I know he's been banged up a little bit and left with a little ankle thing, but, man, it's been fun to watch that guy play football.
He's done a nice job. He really has. And I think you'd like to see him be able to end it with a couple of good games. I hope his health allows it. Mm-hmm. I tell you, though, Spears has come on lately.
Yes,
Spears nearly broke that kickoff return.
Yes, he did.
And to see more electricity in what Spears is doing and some of the hard running he's doing, his numbers rushing weren't fantastic, but he was able to pick up some tough yards, score a couple of touchdowns, caught 3 passes for 39 yards, had the kickoff return. That pairing still has a lot of possibilities that are exciting, and I think to see the tone that Tony has set and the toughness with which he's played, and then to see Tajay coming on, that's a good thing. But the thing that you can't do is you can't put yourself in a position where you basically take them away. I mean, Tony only got 8 carries because suddenly you're down 38-7. And honestly, guys, if that's the best part of your football team right now, which on offense, your run game has been the best part of your team, to fall behind and have that taken away, it doesn't leave you with much of an opportunity to win.
Brian Callahan show coming up at 6 o'clock. Mike Keith, Amy Wells, the head coach. What do you guys have going on? Do we get another Frank Frangie appearance with Jacksonville coming up?
Jeff Lageman. Jeff Lageman, who's on with Frank Frangie to talk about their trip to Las Vegas and what's going on with this bizarre Jaguars team. I still think it's crazy they're 3-12. Can't figure that out at all.
God help the people that were watching that Raiders Jags game. All right, we'll be listening, Mike. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Okay, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
There he is, voice of the Titans, Mike Keith. Brian Callahan show coming up at 6. More 3HL next. Lines are loaded. We go back to the phones. Next, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Yes, do it. What's happening? It's game day. Menshealth.com. You need to hurry on over there, fellas. If you're feeling a little tired, you're lacking the energy or the motivation, it's a hard time to keep the weight off for you. Well, I got something for you. Go get your T levels tested. 1 in 4 men aged 30 and older, they start to experience and understand that the percentages increase as you get older, as your T levels being a little rocked off, man. You trying to figure out how to get it right? I'm telling you right now, whether it's low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, weight loss issues, doesn't matter. Get the Green Hills or Hendersonville. They got 2 locations for you to pick from. Both of them are easy. When you're eligible, you walk over in there, you go and sign up, get your consultation and lab work to find out what's going on in your body. It's completely free. And under no obligation do you have to move forward with what's going on. I promise you that. There's no reason to delay. You need to go get into the game today. How you going to do it? You just go to GameDayMensHealth.com. It's real simple. Let that be how you start your day. Get in the game, coach.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. This famous Idaho Potato Bowl is thrilling football, man. It was 13-13. My man from Fresno State tried, I don't know, it looked like about a 25-yard field goal with 2 seconds left and missed it. And I was just talking with Dawn on the lanai. I was like, can you imagine if you were on the sideline, Babsy, and you'd be – because we all know her. She'd be like, hey, dude, make that kick so we can get out of here.
Yeah. Potato chips and french fries and tater tots.
Because you know it's cold there.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Hey, listen, I've worked my fair share of the Idaho Potato Bowl. I know. I actually have Idaho Potato Bowl socks from the last time I worked it.
I missed the Pop-Tart Bowl this year. It's not happening yet.
It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, okay. But on the trophy,
it's the 28th. It's the same day as my Pinstripe Bowl.
it was the trophy.
Somebody
That's what
was
got me.
talking about it.
It's because the trophy, is a toaster now.
Yeah. I mean, they have gone like,
That's pretty dope.
they have just upgraded.
And that's what you got to do, man. Lean all the way into it.
They
were
got
talking
the
about it on-
edible mascots.
They were talking about it on game day because they said that Nick Saban didn't like frosted Pop-Tarts.
Really?
And
He likes oatmeal cream pies.
I know,
and he doesn't
but
like frosted.
somebody took exception to that. Either it was Pat or Kirk. Was like, how can you eat a Pop-Tart that's not frosted Pop-Tart? And Reese Davis was like, I like Pop-Tarts without frosting.
Yeah.
It was a bizarre conversation. Like, I've never seen anybody that would prefer non-frosted Pop-Tart.
I didn't even know about a Pop-Tart, so.
The
frosted sugar cinnamon or whatever it is. That's the only one to have.
Frosted cherry for me.
Speaking of game day,
Cherry.
speaking of game day, did y'all see Shane Gillis going after Saban about
my gosh.
Alabama?
Dude, Alabama
Saban
Jones?
went off
Oh yeah,
on
Alabama
him.
Jones. He said,
Dude, he did look like an Indiana Jones with that hat on.
and then
glorious.
he started talking about paying players.
Alabama Jones. I didn't
was
hear
so
that.
good.
Yeah.
That
That was
is
so
good.
good.
That
He
was
started
funny.
talking about like paying players and like kind of referencing Alabama, and then
He
Nick Saban
basically
goes,
said, "Oh, now the rest of college football can actually like play on a level playing field because it's legal to pay players."
and Nick Saban goes, the only cheating we ever did was good player development, and I just was like, my eyes rolled to the back of my head.
Oh, he was pissed.
I
he
know,
didn't like
yes,
that
he
one.
was.
He was legit.
His
pissed.
face went stone cold flat.
That's a hard one to throw at him right there, though.
Shane Gillis, man.
And Pat McAfee was like egging it on. Oh,
The only reason I knew who Shane Gillis was because Mr. Babs would show me random clips of how funny he
I
was.
still don't know either.
He's a comedian.
Oh, no wonder he hit him with Alabama Jones.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
good.
Alabama Jones is good.
Dude, he had the brown hat just like
Low key,
Jones.
something you just threw that just went by everyone that I've forgotten about is that you've never had a Pop-Tart.
Oh, wait, what?
Oh, yeah, nah. Cool on that.
What?
Yeah, don't move me.
But you don't know.
I've been an oatmeal
I feel
guy.
like I'm talking to my 12-year-old and my 4-year-old. Like, really?
Yes.
You don't know if you like this broccoli cheese casserole that's actually the most phenomenal thing ever because you never tried it.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think
It's seriously. I am currently speaking to my 12-year-old stepson
Right. 'Cause
right now.
You like snack things.
Cool. Oh,
and-
give me
and-
toast with butter and jelly all day long.
Dude, I'm telling you, Slay. Listen, we like the same stuff.
Yeah.
stuff.
You would like it. You would like the right one. I'll bring you the right one. The right one.
I mean, the two that we mentioned are the two.
Yeah. Well, no, not yours. I don't know where.
Cherry's best on
There is
everything.
nobody that likes frosted cherry, whatever.
Are you
That's
kidding me right now?
garbage.
You are so out of your mind.
Brown sugar, cinnamon. What is that? Am I saying it right?
yes, brown sugar and cinnamon.
Okay.
I like blueberry.
Nope.
Okay, that's right.
I'm a
wrong,
maple
too.
brown sugar guy, though.
You are. You would love this Pop-Tart.
They do make a
I want to go buy it right now so that you can try.
Let's not buy it.
they do make a peanut butter and jelly Pop Tart.
Oh, that is just dumb.
It is with strawberry jelly.
No,
though.
but they said
Oh, that's
Oh,
the
that's
wrong
even
jelly.
dumber.
Yeah, but it ain't great.
they say I don't do this, but put the Pop-Tart in the toaster and then put butter on it.
I don't do the butter,
Oh,
but
I don't even
would
put it in the toaster.
I would put it in
I
the
just eat it
toaster.
raw.
I don't put them in the toaster either.
Yeah.
Frosted cherry.
I just eat it.
Yeah.
You like cherry everything, just like me.
I do like cherry everything.
No, that cherry is garbage.
Toaster strudel, like Nick Ewing brought this up. Toaster
How did we
strudels.
get into
that's,
so
not
much
the,
better.
that's not the same thing, though,
No,
is it?
it is kind of same
That's a
premise,
knockoff.
but you have to toast it.
I think it's a knockoff.
It's-
It's
All
the
right.
poor man's Pop-Tart.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
Let's go back to the phones and let people react to the weekend. Uncle Bob, UB, what's up?
Hey, thanks for taking the call. I need a favor. I need y'all's shoulder to cry on. I was so disappointed in that game. Losing's one thing, but they beat us like a drum.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, murdered.
I ain't got over it yet.
That was a public execution, Uncle Bob.
I'm telling you. There's only two things we'll say. Go back to work, and Merry Christmas, y'all. God bless.
Hey, let me tell you the other thing, Uncle Bob.
Yeah.
Put it on the SEC network at 6 o'clock tonight. You can just watch the number one team play.
Yeah. Well, basketball wears me out. You can.
But a 4-hour football
you
game
can play.
doesn't?
You can, Ron. I respect you so much.
Basketball
but
wears
you
me
can
out.
play for 59 minutes, whatever, and lose it in the last second, and it takes an hour to play the last 10 seconds of a basketball game.
Okay, you.
So it
Well,
just wears. It gets on my nerves.
watch something else. Get
Uncle
you one of those.
Bob, it takes an hour to play like 3 downs of a football
That's all
game.
I'm saying, especially the last 2 minutes.
You just turn on Netflix and get you one of them Christmas romantic comedy Hallmark movies. That'll do you.
Okay.
Those are the
Anyway,
best.
all right. God bless y'all. Thanks.
Here's my problem though. I now think I've watched all of them.
All the
Babs, that's a problem.
There's no way. They pump those things out like.
Did you know there's a Chiefs one?
Yes.
Kansas City Chiefs one.
I looked it up because a lot of those movies use the same actors. So I'm like, how much money are they making?
Yeah.
And like, if you're like somewhat of a name star, you can make like $100,000. But most of these actors in these things are making $35,000. That's the average for a movie.
I mean, I'd do it for that.
Yeah,
but
of
they're
course.
like short
slide on
movies
those,
too. And if you're the hot guy, like all of a sudden it's like, oh, did you see the hot guy in this Hallmark love movie? And then maybe his career takes off.
Yeah, I've never had that problem. Let's go to Hair Metal Henry next up on 3HL.
Aw.
Henry, what's up?
Man, first of all, brown sugar and cinnamon Pop-Tarts are like the Goodwill of Pop-Tarts. You don't eat that crap. Cherry all the way. I'll bet you, Brett.
Cherry, you hear that,
Terry
Babs?
guy.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Would you put brown sugar and cinnamon in an old-fashioned? I don't think so. You don't put it in a Pop-Tart.
Would you? What?
Hey, Dawn, I'm going to guess that the no-lip portion of our assistance agreement is non-negotiable on your part.
Non-negotiable.
All right. Well, Slay, I'm coming to work for you, brother, for free wings and drinking on the job.
Hey, that's it, baby. We'll have a great time. Might not get much work done. We're going to have a ball.
yeah.
For drinking on the job.
Hey, listen.
Slade be flying
And
to
as
Bristol
you're-
instead of Charlotte.
As your assistant, my first job will be to go to Zev's wedding, and you can text me the scores, and I'll yell it out until I get caught. Or you can do like I did for my daughter's graduation. She graduated at MTSU on the night of the Western Conference Final, game number 6. So I just put my phone in the program and held it up like I was reading it the whole time. And I would have made it through the whole game if I hadn't cussed when the Ducks scored and my wife busted me. So there's 2 ways to do it, pal.
Hey, you got to keep them emotions under control.
I'm going to do my wash away toaster 7, so Merry Christmas to y'all. I'll see you on the other side.
Merry
All right, brother.
Christmas,
Merry
Hair
Christmas,
Metal
man.
Henry. We hadn't heard from him in a while.
Hair Metal Henry is one of
The
the
best.
one of the OG callers on this station. The Wake Up Zone had this this crew called the Goon Squad, and Hair Metal Henry was a member of that group back with Frankie and Mark and Kevin. So
Frankie.
he loves giving Dawn crap too. I mean,
Loves giving me crap.
even more than me. 615-737-1045. Let's go to Eddie next up in Goodlettsville. Eddie, what's up?
Hey, just y'all was talking about quarterback situation with the Titans earlier, and just wondering y'all's opinion if you thought that it would be something that either team would entertain, maybe trading our first-round pick to Minnesota for Darnold or our first-round pick to Minnesota for McCarthy. Well, hang on, listen.
Wait. Go through that again.
Okay. Titans trade first-round pick to Minnesota for Darnold or trade first-round pick to Minnesota for J.J. McCarthy. I know their quarterback room's loaded, so I didn't
Yeah,
kinda
Danny
thought about it.
Danny Dimes will be gone. I bet they would do it. I bet Minnesota would do it. They want
Do
J.J.
you-
McCarthy as their quarterback, even with Sam Darnold's success.
Okay, as a Titans fan, do you want Sam Darnold?
Yeah, I'm not going
I'm
that
cool
direction.
right now.
For a first-round pick?
You don't have to
I
trade him.
don't.
He's a free agent.
Oh, yeah.
Am I
That's
still on?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
still there, bro.
Yep.
So how I look at that is, one,
my still.
it don't matter how many draft picks we get. If we don't have a better scouts out there to make our draft picks worthy, I mean, look at Burke. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
saw
But
that
the
talent.
guy in charge now had a pretty good draft last year, I would argue. Like a really good
Okay.
draft.
Who drafted Levis?
That was that's
That was
debatable.
a year one for Rand Carthon
Okay,
with
that's
Mike
what I thought.
Vrabel.
where Mike
still as the
Vrabel
head
had
coach.
complete
Yeah, we don't know
control
what-
over there.
Yeah, they were
So
doing.
the way I look at it is you're giving up a first round pick for somebody who has proven themselves and can be your starting quarterback.
Well, I mean, yeah, but was
that's how I
this
look
year
at
an
it.
outlier in that system and it just worked? Because his previous
Yeah.
5 years, he was nothing.
Oh, I know.
And I don't think he's worth a one. With
he'd
all
have-
the
if he'd been
holes you
something-
have to fill for the Titans, I don't think he's worth a one.
Thank
If he
you.
if he had been something earlier, I would have got him in the draft in my fantasy league instead of like the third or fourth week of the season.
Thank you, Eddie. Appreciate it, man. 615-737-1045. This is what you're going to work with through the draft.
Okay,
And
well, here's another
I'm
one.
I'm glad y'all can bring up whoever you want, but man, give up a first round pick for Sam Darnold?
No way. I mean, even though, whatever, free agent, I don't care. But the
for me.
hypothetical of that.
But to
no.
his question,
Yeah,
yes.
to his question, absolutely not. Okay.
Here's the other thing, though. I'm sorry, Babs.
No, I was just going to say, well, you know what else is out there? Aaron Rodgers loving on Tennessee. And
Just
Do you have that?
ooh,
I can find it.
Slay.
Lord,
Happy Monday.
It's in our chat.
I sent it
Zeph
to you.
dog.
I sent it in our chat. Yeah.
I'm begging, man. We've gone through this, y'all. Don't do it again.
I mean,
No, man.
The funny thing is, he was on the Pat McAfee show, which he does every week. But the funny thing is Pat McAfee wasn't even talking about it. He just brought it up out of
he
nowhere.
wants to do that, man. That's exactly
It was such
He's
a
just-
troll job, dude.
he's just
That's all it
stirring the
is.
pot.
Like
let me just stir.
And he was
this
he was
pot.
halfway
great state
like
of Tennessee, and
he was
like
halfway
a smirk.
smiling.
Yeah, like come on, dog. No, we no.
He knows
No.
exactly what he's
You
doing.
know exactly what you're doing. Like they brought you up there, let you run your own offense and everything. Bring
And
your
you
own
still
staff. And you
stunk.
like what? It's over. They paid for tackles. No, you cussed them out. He was cussing them out even when they was winning. When we played when they played the Titans here. So imagine what he was doing later in the season. Like, come on, nah, man. Garrett Wilson sound like you want. Now Garrett Wilson sound like an addition I like.
I still want the
He
people.
wants out of there.
I still want the people to hear what he said because it's funny. It really is funny. He brought it up out of nowhere.
Please, y'all.
Troll job central.
Every bit of it.
We'll play it next. 3 until 1045 this home.
Good evening. It's 5:02. I'm Joseph Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. Titans head coach Brian Callahan met with the media earlier today following the 38-30 loss to the Colts on Sunday. He was asked about if he had made a decision on the quarterback situation for Jacksonville and what would go into that choice. He did not commit to any quarterback. However, he did give Mason Rudolph props for his game against the Colts, and he said that he would choose the quarterback that gives the team the best chance to win. Tonight on Monday Night Football, it's the Packers hosting the Saints. Kickoff for that one at 7:15. You can catch the Westwood One call of that game right here on The Zone. In Tennessee Vols news today, wide receiver Dante Thornton has officially cleared for the NFL Draft. He ends his Tennessee career with 39 catches for 885 yards and 7 touchdowns in 2 seasons with the Vols. In Tennessee basketball news, Vols sophomore guard Cam Carr is leaving the Vols program immediately and is expected to enter the transfer portal once it opens, according to multiple reports. That same number 1 Tennessee basketball team hosts MTSU tonight at Thompson-Boling Arena. Tip-off at 6 o'clock on the SEC Network. For your foundation repair and water needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty with you on a beautiful evening in the Music City. Dawn Davenport is here.
What up?
She's got a Santa hat on.
And a sweatshirt that says Mary.
It does.
Merry.
Dawn, I forgot part of your gift. It's
What?
here. It's in the freezer, in the break room.
What is it?
It's a bag of crackberry okra. I forgot I brought it. It's in the freezer.
You brought it?
Yeah.
Oh my
good dude,
gosh. What are we eating for Christmas Eve dinner? Fried okra, baby.
I'm sure her husband's loving that.
Shout out to my boss, Keith. He hooked me up with the bag.
Thank you, Keith.
I did not have to pay for it. I walked out scotch-free.
That was a hell of a sentence. Like if somebody just turned on the radio. Shout out to my boss, Keith, who helped me out with the bag. I didn't even have to pay for it. Just watched out. Just walked out.
Zeph, you're the freaking best.
Keith, I love
And thank you,
pancakes.
Keith.
Oh, he did tell me he was going to... Hey, Slay, he did tell me he was going to find a way to get you some pancake mix. I'm just going to let you know.
And the syrup. I like the syrup, too.
You can
The
buy
little
the
bottles?
syrup.
Yeah, hell yeah. Big
You can
bottle,
buy
though.
the syrup in their store.
Ah, well. I
You can
know
buy the
somebody.
pancake mix, too, but
Yeah.
it's not the same as
Seems
the
like I
Guess
know
what
that.
you can't buy? Fried okra.
And free pancakes.
Woo-hoo.
You ever bought a free pancake?
No.
I love how you work
Have you
pancakes in there
ever
out of nowhere.
bought a free something?
No, I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, Keith, while you're listening.
Yeah, if you're out there. Keith, if
Yes,
you-
Zeph.
Holler
Don't
if
let
you
me
hear me.
forget it on my way out. What am I talking about? I ain't forgetting it. I'm so excited. I'm actually about to text Mr. Babs right now.
Does he like fried okra?
No. Actually, he never had it until we went to Cracker Barrel once, and I made him try it. He's
wow.
like, oh, okay.
I've never had it, though.
I've never had it either. I'm not going to try it.
What the hell is wrong with all of y'all?
I don't like fried okra.
Do we not live in the South?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't like all the southern things, though. Like, I don't like fruit pie. I don't like, like apple pie and stuff.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I don't like fried okra. I don't like grits.
You're not an American.
What? You don't like grits? No, you never had grits.
That's not an American. Yeah, we're supposed to go to Waffle
you're going to
House.
try. You're going
You
to try.
never had
We're gonna go to New Orleans.
He's going to try grits in New
What
Orleans.
is wrong with you
Yeah,
people saying
it's
I
just
don't
him.
like something?
It's
You've
just him,
never
baby.
tried it.
I can't remember if my mom
No,
loves
it's
grits,
you
so
too.
she probably forced that down me at some point when I was a kid.
No.
Reese and Laura said, what is okra?
Uh-oh.
Y'all live in the South.
Uh-oh. Y'all supposed to know these things, y'all. Come on, guys, gals.
Is Bowling Green the South?
Yeah. I'm so disappointed in humanity right now.
Merry Christmas. Mary, that's my name.
What? You are all some sorry A Americans. You're some sorry A Southerners.
We got
What are you
another
doing out there?
Christmas
Don't even
gift.
know where okra is. Fried okra.
You got another Christmas gift?
Yeah, y'all just looked the holiday chill.
What is that? Cigars?
Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hope you enjoy these Legend Stogies. It's a great time to be involved. Boom, 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 go Big Orange, your premium cigar provider.
That's the funniest
Mustafa.
part. Oh, what's up, Mustafa? Good job. That's the one thing I keep seeing.
I'm going to see that too tomorrow.
I keep seeing from Ohio State fans, like part of their trash talk, some of them, not all of them, but is that like somehow because Tennessee lost 42-17, we're not going to be as big of Tennessee fans as we were.
I don't understand. That's all I
don't
know.
understand
no,
that.
y'all will still be obnoxious.
I have nothing
We're
else.
good.
Like that's
good.
I say that for a reason. That's all we know. Like it's not supposed to.
Again, I'm going to ride this the entire offseason. Tennessee, the bowl game before they won the national title, lost 42-17.
Oh, you right.
I'm going to ride that all year.
That's a good one.
All offseason. 615-737-1045. Speaking of, no, we don't have time for them right now.
Sorry, Reese and Laura. We don't
Hang
have time.
tight, Reese and Laura. We're coming. We're coming. Slay Dog is here, y'all.
I'm in the building.
Guess who wants in on the action right now?
Who on in on the action right now?
Bubba and Dixon.
Bubba.
How are y'all?
Bubba, how'd it go this weekend?
Man, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. And I think you're going to be very proud uncle there, bud. Listen, I don't talk crap. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little thing of what happened and then a question.
Mm-hmm.
We're sitting there on the couch. I am in enemy territory over there in Farragut, West Knoxville. And I'm surrounded by orange. I didn't say a word.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Ohio State neither. So I'm just sitting there. I'm watching. It is 21-0, Uncle Slay.
Yeah.
And I look over to Reagan. I didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
I just look over to her. And she looked at me. She goes, "You ain't even in the playoffs," and just kept watching.
Wow. That's my girl. Reagan, I love you.
How old is she now, Bubba?
She is 12.
12.
She just looked at me and she goes, "Hey, you ain't even in the playoffs. Don't say nothing." And I didn't. I didn't say a word. I just looked at her.
That pretty much locked you down, didn't it?
Hey, boy, you better,
Lock me down like they did on Tennessee's offense.
I'm telling no, don't do that. I'm telling you right now, Bubba.
I got to. I can't talk it back to a 12. She already shut me down. Give me a chance to say something to somebody.
You better hold on tight to Allie, boy, because if we able to convert Allie over here with us, it is on,
No. Because she, right after that, Allie looked at her and goes, "Hey, yeah, y'all might win a national once." And I was like, "What, Allie?" She goes, "They ain't won one, Dad, in a while." And I go, "All right, please stop. Listen, none of this it's not working. It's not helping my cause.
It's not helping me right now."
I will say this. So I did have a question, and I know Dawn was there, front row, all that. Do y'all think the committee got it right? Like, just one. Like, look, I'm an Alabama fan. I love it.
No question.
But I don't know if Alabama could have done anything. I don't even know old Lane Kiffin. He could have even tweeted his way into a touchdown against Ohio State. I'm just wondering, do y'all think that they got it correct with the Indiana score, with the SMU score, with the Tennessee score? Do you think what we're seeing now is actually good? Like,
I think Tennessee's resume was their strength of schedule was higher than Indiana, SMU. They had the Alabama win. Tennessee deserved to be. If you want to have a conversation about SMU and Indiana, I understand it. My biggest problem with the committee is like, who in the hell came up with the idea where the conference champ gets the bye? Because now you've got two of the top four teams that had byes that are both double-digit underdogs. That's crazy.
No.
I mean, that'll change next year.
We're going to have to.
That'll change next year.
Uncle Ron, you're getting coal in your stocking this year. I appreciate you.
I tell my girl I love her, man.
Yeah, well, I will. Yeah, I got to go finish getting groceries. So y'all have fun.
All right, bro.
And Ron, man,
yeah.
dude, you know how mad she got when the dude told you to calm down? She goes, "Wait a second. You just tell Uncle Ron to calm. Why is he telling him to calm down? He's a Tennessee." Dad, turn it up. I was like, oh, God.
My
She's
girl knew
all
what time
in.
it was. Yeah.
Davenport missed all that.
Yeah.
Oh, my
I
gosh.
saw it.
Hey, Reagan was
you
10
saw
toes
that.
down. I'm telling you, all weekend in Knoxville. So
I got to ride
I'll
him.
let her
I
know.
know it. All right.
Mike was okay until he told you to calm down. That's like a slap in the face. A grown man saying that to another grown man.
Calm down or relax.
Yeah.
Just sets that thing off in my head.
Speaking of
told him,
That,
relax,
like, I
that
don't.
doesn't work for you. I told
can't.
him.
I'm like, you tell me that, and I'm coming at you like a spider monkey.
speaking of Mr. Relax, my man Aaron Rodgers trolled everybody on in the state of Tennessee on the Pat McAfee show today, and he just brought up Tennessee out of nowhere. This is how it went down.
College ball, the passion is obviously real. Let's talk a little bit about the
Shout out to the great state of Tennessee. Phenomenal state.
It is a
Great
great
people out there.
Love
Great
Tennessee.
people.
You got land there?
No state income tax. A lot of great country music down there.
Kid Rock.
I love Tennessee. He's originally from Michigan, obviously, but
Barbecue. Great
Nashville
barbecue
guy.
down there. Memphis.
yeah, Memphis. What's that one place called? That the one place downtown has.
I mean, what a troll job.
Yes, that's my favorite Callahan drop.
Zeph, hit that one again. I like that.
Go.
That we're gonna use that all the time
That's
now.
a good one.
Callahan.
Love you, Callie.
That's a good
Callie's
one
going to be
right
so proud.
Yep.
We needed that one.
Oh, he's fired up.
All right, when we come back, we'll talk about college football and ask Chris Lowe from ESPN.com some of
And
Bubba's
no to
questions.
Aaron Rodgers.
I'm out on that. Later.
No.
We'll be right back.
And all you have to do to hop in with Zen Sports, the newest sports book here in Tennessee, is download their app or go to zensports.com, right? Yes. And now is a great time to go ahead and jump in because, I mean, you've got NFL Christmas Day games coming up. You've got a ton of things coming up, and Zen Sports is where you need to be. So here's the deal. Zen Sports did this awesome big game sweepstakes where you could win tickets to the Super Bowl. And then they turned around and did it with college, the big game sweepstakes college edition for December. Time is almost up. So grand prize winner is going to get $10,000 cash, 2 VIP tickets to the college football championship game, or $15,000 cash as an alternate prize. How do you earn entries? Super easy. Zen Sports app. You earn entries for every bet you place on Zen Sports, for every dollar you wager, and then you earn 10 times the entry for every parlay. Jump in with Zen Sports. Start betting. Download their app today. Zen Sports, where betting just got better. A gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Qualifying wager for a wager entry for the sweepstakes must have minimum odds for any leg at the entry of at least minus 250 or worse American odds. Head to zensports.com/sweepstakes for any contest terms and conditions, and you got to be 21 and older and in Tennessee to bet.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you, producer of 3HL is Zeph.
What's up?
What's up, Zeph?
You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Number one team in the country is playing at 6 o'clock on the SEC Network, Tennessee and MTSU.
That's a good one, right here.
Vols favored by 26.5.
A lot of points.
You said MTSU would beat Lipscomb the other day when we were doing the show in Murfreesboro, and they won by 2.
Mm-hmm.
Both those teams pretty good.
This is a little different, though, because I'm not sure if people understand what pressure is like until they play Tennessee defensively. Then if they can adjust, it's different, but it's kind of a hard time adjusting out of the hole because they continue to pour on defensively.
Who was it they played the other day that did not have a 2-point basket in the first half?
That was, I forgot, but I bet on it.
No, that was Lady Vols, North Carolina Central.
Mm-hmm. Darn.
Lady Vols with 33s in the game. It's ridiculous. Chris Lowe, how long would it take you, like, shooting against air to hit 30 3-pointers, Chris?
Western Carolina.
Probably about a semester.
Hurt, Lowe. Lowe, you've been hanging around with too many shooters, dog, not for it to take that long now. Give yourself more credit.
Well, maybe so. But back when I was dealing back at the Hyper, back in the
Hyper.
Now it would have been probably 1 or 2 intramural games, but now, yeah, it'd take me a while.
I love that you picked out the sign on game day because I did too. I missed the library and the lap.
Missed the library and what?
And the lap. Those were 2 bars in Knoxville on the Strip back in the day. They're gone. They put a BW3 in there or something.
Yeah, that's circa 80, early 80s, mid 80s, late. Where was your go-to spot on the Strip, Slay, when you were in school?
Campus Pub and Cool Beans. RT.
Oh yeah, Cool Beans.
Cool Beans
in the 90s and 2000s was the
Charlie Pepper's up there on the hill by the Shell gas station.
Low Dog. The lap in the library was still there in the 90s because I was there until 97.
Yeah.
So.
I went down the Strip the other day. I was at the I was over there doing a piece on Yamaliava and stayed at 8 at Gus's, by the way.
Oh, and, yeah.
Worked on my story there. Went back down the Strip and just, I'm not over there a lot. And just, it was, God, it's weird, man, because
it's weird.
There's nothing there. There's nothing there. I mean, every other establishment when I was in school was Ivy's and Gabby's and the Last Lap, the Tap Room and OCI and the Library, Youth Club.
Yep. That was a late night one.
The Roman Room, Copper Cellar. Those places are all gone, man. I don't care.
Is the Underground still in the old city, or is that gone?
Gosh, man, I haven't been in the old city.
I think
that was the beauty of the Strip. When you're a UT student in the 80s, and probably the 90s too, you know, I stayed my second year at Clement Hall, which is right on the Strip, right there where the bridge crosses Cumberland. Man, you could pull a sleigh, New York City, and stumble back to your dorm at 2:00 in the morning, and you didn't have to go anywhere. Of course, there were no Ubers back then, but you were right there, man.
And we used to walk through the drive-thru at Crystal.
I bet I spent more money at Gus's than my old man spent on tuition. The whole time I was there.
Them and Papa John's delivering, man. They got me. They gave me the freshman 25, not 15.
I was kidding the guy that is Slay that worked there the other day. He's been there forever, and I was kidding him. I said, "How much money? What's Slim Dog Anthony Richardson and Tony White's tab?" Because they still got open tabs there. Because he laughed. You still got open tab there, Slay?
No, man. I used to get in and out of CeeLo. A lot of times, once I got established, I used to have them deliver it at me every time. So I ain't want to wait.
That little old dude rolling around in that little bitty car with the loud-ass music.
Yep. He take forever to get up there to your door, but he going to get it, though.
Oh, man. So, Chris, your perspective on what you saw with Ohio State just pounding Tennessee, especially early 21-0.
Tennessee's just outclassed. I mean, I know that's probably a pretty callous way of saying it, but it's the truth. They just didn't look like they belonged on the same field with Ohio State. You really can only count a couple times since Heupel's been there that you can say that. The couple times against Georgia, the second half against Alabama 2 years ago.
At Alabama.
When Tennessee didn't score in the second half. But they just were outclassed, man. And they looked, the body language was after they took it down and scored, Tennessee went 3 and out. They got it back. The body language just looked awful. And you almost could tell that Tennessee knew, and probably more appropriately, Ohio State knew. It was like a great white shark with blood in the water, man. They knew that Tennessee was toast. And I never had any, even though Tennessee did I give them credit, the pick that they had in the end zone there gave them a shot to hang around, and they scored. So it wasn't like they just melted in full defense. But I never felt like after Ohio State's first 2 possessions, number one, that Tennessee was going to be able to stop them, and number two, that Tennessee just had 0 downfield passing game. For A, Nico had guys in his face, and B, their receivers could get open. I mean, they had. When you're at a game, so you were there. When you're at a game and you're watching it as opposed to TV, you learn to watch down the field. Nobody was open, guys. Mm-hmm. Nobody could get open. Nobody could separate from the corners. Nothing across the middle. No seam routes. No nothing. A, because he didn't have time. B, they couldn't get away from the DBs.
And Lo, I'm gonna tell you another thing to add to it. I love being in the mix of the fans and the crowd and everything, but this is the second time this has happened. It was a guy behind me on the row behind me screaming to Nico. He was like, "Nico, you gotta get rid of the ball. You gotta get rid of the ball." And I'm telling him, "Hey man, are you looking down the field? Like, who do you want him to throw it to? Yeah, you just want him to throw it up in the air, like an old school pick up the Smith or something? Like, what are we doing here, dog? Like, man, it was wild." I said right then, I said, "See, this is why I can't come to the games, because I start trying to answer questions." And how am I answering questions? I'm like, dog, this ain't it. I need to get on the sideline or something.
Team, right? Get rid of the ball and throw it to the Buckeyes, bro.
Nobody's open.
Well, listen, quarterbacks, we all know quarterbacks catch the brunt of it.
Right.
When I sat down with Nico a week and a half ago, that kid's pretty grounded. He really is. And he knows he's not where he's going to be. I think he'll make a big jump this offseason. I think he'll be a lot better next year. His numbers were pretty pedestrian this year for a couple of reasons. He was still growing. I think Josh Heupel played more to his defense throughout the season than he has in the past. And listen, they didn't do a great job of protecting Nico this year against the best teams. And could he have played better? Did they need more from him in the way of bigger plays against better teams? Yeah, but you're right, Slade. Man, you can't do it by yourself. It's not like you all of a sudden had Lynn Swan and Drew Pierce, and I'm showing my age here, and Jerry Rice out there getting open on every play. Tennessee's got to get better. They got to get better and more explosive at the receiver position. They've got to get better at protecting him. They've gone out and spent a lot of money. They're bringing in David Sanders, a kid from Charlotte who's the number 1 tackle in the country. So they're trying to address those things, but they're losing a lot. Pretty much their entire offensive line, almost all the receivers. I don't think Tennessee the last 2 years has been what you need to be at receiver. Not that they've had bad players, but they're not or have not been the last 2 years at that position what you need to be if you're going to make a legitimate run for championship. All you had to do was be in that stadium or watch the game the other night and look at the guys playing the receiver on the other side. There was no comparison.
Yeah. And one of them was the one we was trying to get that flipped at the last one, Cornell Tate. He showed. He was third option.
And he was the third best receiver on the field.
Right.
So what do you think about well, we had a question earlier from Bubba and Dixon. Did the committee get it right? Talking about SMU getting blown out, Tennessee getting blown out, Indiana, I mean, they get this touchdown, the onside kick, and another touchdown, but they really got blown out. Did the committee get it right?
Well, I mean, it's a little bit like playing Monday morning quarterback. After the games, I pointed out today, if you go back to the 4-team field, 13 of the 20 semifinal matchups were double-digit games. So the early games in the playoff, 4-team and 12-team, have not been overly competitive. Would it have been more competitive with Ole Miss in there, with Alabama in there? Maybe. Maybe not. Tennessee was, let's be honest now. Let's call it what it is. Tennessee was the SEC team in there. They were the 8. They were the 9. Ohio State was the 8. And Tennessee's game was more lopsided than any of the other games.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I do believe there's a better way to do it. I think there's a better way, whether it's, first of all, you got to tweak this whole deal about conference champions getting automatic top 4 seeds. That's ridiculous. I don't know how, when they sat down to do that, they did not foresee.
I cannot believe it.
This type of thing happening.
Yeah.
I mean, just
Chris,
when I heard that,
the 1 seed, the 3 seed, and the 4 seed are all underdogs, and the 3 and the 4 are double-digit underdogs.
Yeah, there's just got to be more foresight there. I know there's a push to get conference champions in there, and there should be. I think there is a place for conference champions, but just rank them 1 through 12, and if the team that wins the Big 12 is ranked 9th, well, that's where they're seated. They're not going to be a first-round bye and gets directly into the second round. So that's the first thing that's got to happen.
Yep.
Maybe you go to more elements than just a human committee. And I know everybody's like, you go back 20 years ago, and everybody was cursing the BCS and the computers and that formula. Now they're cursing the committee because these guys are biased. They, even my dad was talking about, well, you just want to get Alabama in there. And I'm like, Ward Manuel, let's take Ward Manuel, for instance. He's the committee chair, right? He's the Michigan AD. Why in the hell would Ward Manuel be pushing to get Alabama, an SEC team, in there? Just as one example. So there's a general, I think people aren't trustworthy now, the committee. They've got a hard job, but maybe you go back and you have a committee be one part of it and do it just like they had been without the whole automatic buys. Then maybe you go back to the computer polls. Let that be a second element. Get 2 or 3 computers, let them sort of do their thing. Maybe a third element. You know what would be fascinating? It will never happen, but it would be fascinating to have that third element be Vegas. And let Vegas rank the top 12 teams based on what the odds would be as far as who they think has the best chance to win.
Based on their power numbers. We talk with Todd Furman every week, and we talk with him about that.
Kind of like that.
And their power numbers
do we
are
say? Vegas knows.
Yeah, their power numbers are always very different than the AP poll, for example.
Yeah, and the other thing would be losses versus wins. And just because you only lose one game, I think there's too much weight put. If we really are trying to get the 12 best teams, and that's subjective, because if the games have got to count for something.
Yeah.
If you lose badly, let's use Alabama again as an example. Alabama got boat raced in November by a very average Oklahoma team, and they had everything to play for, and they got drilled. Ole Miss lost to a Kentucky team that won one game in the SEC. Well, that one game was against Ole Miss.
Yep.
So win the games you're supposed to win. We're not having this argument. Now, here's the flip side of that. Did Ole Miss and Alabama play a more difficult schedule than Indiana? Absolutely they did. But you can only play the schedule that's in front of you. So you start want to jump on Indiana, and they've taken a bunch of shots at Signetti. Jump on the system. The system's what screwed up. Indiana did everything they could, with what was in front of them. So, yes, I hope they continue to look at the system. They look at the breakdown. They look at ways to mesh wins versus losses, what schedule strength what it wasn't. But, again, I always use this, I always reference Roy Kramer, the former Vandy AD and the godfather of the BCS, the SEC commissioner. He said years and years ago, when everybody was just ready to blow up the BCS, he said, we're never going to have a perfect way in college football to determine the national champion, because you're never going to be comparing schools that play the same schedules or similar schedules in similar conferences. It's not like the NFL. And even in NFL, you get a division winner sometimes that wins and gets a spot, and everybody in that division is pretty crappy that year. It even happens sometimes in the NFL, so
AFC
that's going to happen. Yeah, exactly. You see it every year, every other year anyway. So I don't know how you do it, because it's not apples to apples. Indiana schedule. And here's the other thing. People aren't talking about Texas. Texas has got a good football team. They're talented. Texas' schedule, who did Texas beat? There were 3 teams that made the playoff that did not beat a team in the playoff field, or did not beat a team in the committee's top 25. Texas was one of those. Indiana was one of those. And SMU was one of those. Now, SMU and Indiana have gotten a lot of flack because they weren't very competitive. Texas, obviously, did win. But if you want to start talking about strength of schedule and who deserves to be in and who doesn't, Texas didn't beat anybody either, if you go by that method. I think their schedule was harder.
And
you
they
can
also
say, well,
played
Texas won.
Clemson.
Well, they went to
CeeLo,
Michigan, and
yeah.
And now they get Arizona State, and they're a 2-touchdown favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could sit here all day. We could bring in 20 people who view this thing differently, all 20 people, and I don't know that we'd be able to work it out, but I do hope that people who are a lot smarter than me get together and continue to tweak this thing and find a way to do what we all want to do, and that's sort of that fine line between getting the 12 best teams, and how do you determine that, versus teams that do what they're supposed to do, a la Indiana this year, and give them a chance to get in. Hey, I'm all for being inclusive. I think it's cool that Boise State just to play in this thing finally after all those years of having really good teams when Chris Peterson was there and they never could get in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for that. But it doesn't mean because we're expanding it and getting more teams like that in that different teams are going to win the championship. I think the usual suspects will continue to win titles.
Right. And back to your earlier point, I'm all for Boise State being in, but not as the 3 seed. Goodness.
Right. And that's what they got to fix. I think they will. I hope they can fix it by next year. 26 is when we start all over again. Now, when we get to 26, there are going to be at least 14 teams, maybe 16 teams. And that's not going to fix everything either. You're still going to have teams 17 and 18 and 19 saying, well, look at their schedule versus our schedule.
It's good for what we do, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it gives us something to talk about. I still think, though, to add to what you asked me at the outset, I still think if we see that version, and I know we haven't every week this year, Ohio State's got the most talented roster in this thing. They are the most talented football team.
20 million.
Will they play that way against Oregon? I mean, I don't know. I think the odds, having lost to Oregon already, that whole adage about beating a team twice, I think that works in Ohio State's favor. They look like a mad, pissed off, focused football team the other night.
Totally
they really
agree.
did. And if they play that way the rest of the way, they're going to be hard to beat.
Yeah.
So, Chris, I'm kind of switching gears a little bit here, but you said, okay, it'll probably be the usual suspects contending for a title. But obviously, NIL completely changes the landscape and gives other schools an opportunity. So I actually sent this to you earlier, but reports out there that Tulane quarterback who hit the portal, Darian Mensah, is supposedly has an $8 million deal over 2 years to go to Duke. Which I'll say this, I saw Duke twice this year. If they would have had a quarterback or had any semblance of a decent offense, they'd probably be in the college football playoff right now, honestly, because that defense was legit enough to get them there. But $8 million deal over 2 years for a quarterback is the reports out there. I don't know if they're true, but is this what we're looking at number-wise? $4 million a year for a quarterback?
He's a good player. I think he was, let's put in perspective, I think he was 77th nationally in total offense this year, 77th. I've never been one to say, because, I've got a lot of respect for the people in my business to say, well, this is wrong or this is right, or I don't believe this. I need to see that contract.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I would say. Yeah. I need to see that contract. I've had people call me today and say it's not half that.
Okay.
And the guys that wrote that story, the guys that wrote that story are solid at what they do. But here's probably the worst kept secret now in this world is agents are out there trying to drive up the price on every single kid they rep. And there are more NIL agents. I mean, they're all over the place, everywhere you look. And they're all trying to drive up the price. They're trying to get that next kid, in their camp. So some of these numbers you hear, I'm not necessarily saying this one, but some of the numbers you hear are completely bogus. Mm-hmm. I do think the going rate for a top flight quarterback is somewhere between $1 and $2 million right now. Cam Ward got 1.5 at Miami. I think Sellers will get somewhere between 1.5 and 2 at South Carolina. Jackson Arnold got 1.5 at WDE, your alma mater, Dawn. And here's a kid, Arnold, who was highly, highly rated coming out of high school. He was right there in the top 4 or 5. Did work out for him at Oklahoma, but he's played. Auburn needs a quarterback. He gets a new start. I don't think Auburn was ready to pay 1.5 last year for Cam Ward. They are now for Jackson Arnold. So I do believe that rate for a quarterback at schools that have the kind of money that Auburn and Texas and Ohio State does is somewhere in the mid 1.15s, closer to 2. Some of these other guys, I'd have to see the contract.
So you're saying Dawn could have had Cam Ward but now she has Jackson
1.2, but now Jackson Arnold is the same.
This is what I'm saying is Dawn's got the pipeline to the head football coach at Auburn. So why don't you get on the phone and call him, Dawn?
I don't know.
Yes, they were in those sweepstakes last year, Brent. And I think at the end of the day, right or wrong, I think the decision was made by Hugh and his staff that they wanted to try to spread that money out. They felt better about Thorne at that point. Hindsight's 2020. They were going to pay this year what they needed to pay to bring in somebody they felt like could make a lot more plays at quarterback, and they landed on Jackson Arnold.
I also felt that last year, really deep down, even though he would never admit it, that Hugh didn't necessarily think that they were where they needed to be. Line of scrimmage, skill playmakers on the outside, to invest that in a quarterback and go try and win at that point too. I felt like he still was kind of building, but who knows?
Yeah, he was. And hey, look at the teams that are in it still. Oregon Ohio State spent $20 million, Texas close to $20 million. Oregon was up there somewhere, in that vicinity. So those were three of the highest spending teams out there for this particular roster. Miami spent a lot. They did not make the playoff. Tennessee spent a lot. They made it. Ole Miss spent a lot. They didn't make it. You go back to Indiana and Boise State, Arizona State, some of these schools that didn't spend as much. But if you're in the Big Ten, certainly the Big Ten of the SEC, if you're going to get out of those leagues and be in that top 3, top 4, you're going to have to go out and spend money. And they're all racing now before this House settlement comes into play, and revenue sharing is supposed to start, I think, in July. Everyone that's got money are racing like now, and I think they are driving some of the prices up to obscene totals. They're racing to try to spend as much money as they can to get guys locked in before this model, if it does, and if there's not like 12 more court cases between now and then, if it does get off the ground next year. When I think schools can spend, I think it's $21 million, and that's the entire athletic department. 15 at places like, the top tier SEC, Big Ten, ACC will spend $15 million of that $21 million will be on football.
Great stuff, Chris. Appreciate it.
About what Slade made at Tennessee.
Oh, here we go.
About what he's making on Cameo nowadays.
I'm trying to go back and get it, though.
Yeah, reach out. Hey, Chris, you could get Slade to send you a message on Cameo.
Hey, listen. I saw Slade from the distance. I was on the field. He was there hamming it up on the SEC network. He had like his posse security around him. I couldn't even get near.
His posse. All right, Chris. Thank you, man.
Merry Christmas to you guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All right, some news out of Georgia, and we'll close with Reese and Laura. Next, 3HL 1045 The Zone.
What is happening, good people? Big Slay coming to you at Kellum Stem Cell Institute. Now, you understand that I am a believer. Why? Because I have remarkable results with the one and only Kellum Stem Cell Institute.com is where you can head over and find out about it. Congestive heart failure, lung issues, autism, arthritis, all of it. You can dive in and find out how to work for you or a loved one. All of it works the same. All you got to do is sign up for a consultation today. You talk to Dr. Kellum directly. Excuse me. Ooh, all right. I'm going to go see Dr. Kellum about that. A little hiccup right there. But, hey, 615-850-4415. Dive into it. Get your body, your stem cells. That's right, your cells. Make it your solution. I did the same thing for my knee, hip, and shoulder. And I'm going back because you can always go back because they are harvested and redeployed. And they're also stored for future and continued use, them being your stem cells. So hustle on over. I'm going to holler at Dr. Kellum before the new year. You should do the same thing. KellumStemCellInstitute.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Georgia quarterback Carson Peck out for the year. He had successful UCL surgery, which is Tommy John.
He gone. He got to come back next year.
There's rumors floating around that he's going to come back and transfer.
Yeah, that sounds like the right thing to do. You think they want him?
Georgia, no.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Ready to move on. Gunner, what a name for a quarterback.
Well, he better be gunning something. Welcome to the big leagues, bud.
Boy, they're playing Notre Dame. Notre Dame is playing well. I
said it going into this game, and sorry, Mr. Babs, but I was like, people are overlooking how good that Notre Dame defense is because of that week 2 loss.
Yeah, they won 10 in a row, and they were running people. Reese and Laura up in South Central Kentucky. What's going on, Laura?
Hey, guys. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I'm going to go to the food section for just a minute. I do know what okra is.
Okay, good. That was Reese,
It's gross.
What?
It's slimy and gross.
No.
But have y'all ever had Spam?
Yeah, I've had Spam before.
Yep.
I hate it.
That is the nastiest thing ever.
I thought you were going to say you like it.
Yeah, I hate it. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
They love it in Hawaii, I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Do they?
It's on everything.
Everything. Everywhere you go. Hey, y'all
because it's so expensive to get stuff to Hawaii.
I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, you have less than 4 minutes.
Uh-oh. You better hit it.
Big Slayer, you with me?
What up, Reese?
Oh, boy. He's on one.
Hey, babes, I know you're not usually with us. There goes Laura. She's done left the car. I don't know where she's going.
How many deep are we?
Well, when we originally called, I was like 6. I'm now 14.
Yep. Okay.
Hey, Mayor.
Yes, sir, Reese.
I got to make sure. Are we good to go, Mayor?
We're good, Reese.
Okay. So, I see you got your blue shirt on, and I know your son plays for the football team. He don't play for the basketball team, does he?
That's right.
No, that would be interesting.
No, because you know what's going to happen tonight, don't you, Big Slay?
Talk to me.
The Vols are going to continue to roll.
26 and a half.
Well, it's 27 now.
Oh, I got it at 26 and a half, thanks.
Yeah, I know you're always a step ahead of me, Big Slay. Always a step ahead of me. I can't help it. Now, what I was going to say is I'm disappointed in the game, but I'm really proud of the boys, as I'm sure you are too.
Yeah, no doubt.
I trust in Heupel. He's going to get us the position players we need. We got the NIL money. You know this. So we're going to be right back. But I got everybody at work knows I'm Vols all the way. So I was getting all this nonsense from everybody today. And what I told them was, I said, hey, is Kentucky in the playoffs? You know what they said?
What?
No. I said, are you the reigning national baseball champion? You know what they had to say?
What did they say?
No. I said, are you the number 1 basketball team in America? Guess what they had to say?
What?
No, we got beat by Ohio State by 20 in basketball.
That was
weird, yeah.
And they announced it on the game.
Exactly.
Oh, Reese.
So, I thought we had 4 minutes. What's that going with the music already?
No, we're right there at it. You got 45 seconds right now, Reese.
We still have to close the show after you get done.
That's a whole fast 4 minutes. But I tell you what, hey, real quick, I know we've turned Kevin, my boss, into the villain of the show, which rightfully so, because he hates Tennessee and loves Kentucky. But he got an actual threat today from a listener of the show. I don't know who. So, and he bought me an 18-pack of Modelo beer, and he wanted me to tell everybody that he doesn't hate me, he just hates Tennessee. So nobody threatened Kevin. He's not a bad guy. He just hates Tennessee, which I guess kind of makes him a bad guy.
All right,
Merry Christmas.
Hey, go Rocky Top Vols by 28.5 tonight. Let's take it home. Hey, Merry Christmas in the words of Adam Sandler. Happy
It's coming on!
There he is, Reese and Laura. Yeah,
Fried.
Sandler does have a Hanukkah song that's really funny. All right, Brian Callahan show's coming up. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take it lightly. Hope you have a great night. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
We don't want to be you. Listen to Tyler Spears, NWI, or if you smoke the kind, you're a friend of mine. Shout out to Gus's Good Time Delivery. What up, Craig Nance?